SpaunRV.com.
Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no! Not this one!
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis, pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Good morning. Happy Monday to you. T-Bone and Tyvis. Tyvis, what's up, man? How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I had a great weekend. Got to go to Dustin Fox's wedding on Saturday.
Good for you.
Ran into the Donut Fitness guy, so shout out to him.
On our YouTube chat?
Yeah,
Nice.
such a small world. As I'm sitting down at the table, at the reception table, he's already sitting there with his woman, and he goes, "Hey, I want to introduce myself. I'm the Donut Fitness guy." And I just laughed because I'm like, that's crazy. He was in the chat.
Said he's going to be at the wedding.
Introduce himself, and I end up sitting right next to him.
Did you ask him why he's the Donut Fitness guy?
I did not ask him.
Because it feels like he has a lot of our combined and shared interests there. With you being in love with fitness and me being in love with donuts, this seems like this is probably why he listens to our show.
He's got a conundrum going on right there. Like you can't
do both.
You can't play both sides of the fence on this. No, you
Absolutely
can't. No,
can.
you cannot.
Absolutely
And
can.
now I was on Twitter yesterday, and somebody sent me a picture. It was in the morning time. They said, just having my morning Mountain Dew, and I just looked at them like how? So obviously, anytime I say something that's very controversial, the person I always go to talk to is my wife, the lieutenant. I always say, because sometimes maybe I am out of line. Maybe
you can be wrong.
Maybe it's me. Sometimes I had that thought, like, if everybody agrees, maybe it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife confirmed that no, you should not drink pop before noon. So I said,
listen,
okay.
I didn't say you should. I'm saying people do.
You
right?
do. What you got today?
Oh, I have orange. I have an Orange Crush Zero in my. I have my very metal koozie, my metalcore, mathcore, deathcore, grindcore koozie that I'm using. But yeah, I have an Orange Crush in there. It's on deck. It's ready to go. Dylan Gonzalez is filling in for Bodie Wells today. Bodie's out all week. Dylan, Diet Coke in the morning, that's a thing, right? Whether you do it or I don't know if you do it. But
no, it's all about, do you do it? Do you drink pop or soda, depending on where you're from, before noon?
So I'm 32 years old. For 30 years, I agreed with you, Tyvis.
You don't even stop it.
How old are you?
31.
See? Listen to your elders.
I don't believe him. I don't believe this.
Especially, I have a 6-year-old, and when she wants to hit up the McDonald's play place at about 9 a.m., I was like, and I don't drink coffee, I was like, I need something.
Yeah.
So a Coke with McDonald's breakfast is a thing for me.
Telling you.
I never heard of it.
People,
I've never heard of it.
It's okay. Not everybody does it. And I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm saying there are millions of people right now driving to work all across this country who are picking up, either have a bottle of Diet Coke or they are getting one through the drive-thru on their way.
Why
They're getting coffee too.
But why not orange juice?
Why not? You can do that. You do that.
No, I'm asking why do you need Coke instead of an orange juice?
So Dylan has worked on multiple morning shows, right? Here in our great city. You've worked at NCI, COL. Did any of those people drink a Diet Coke in the morning? Anybody that you can remember have like a pop sitting around? I'm sure there was someone.
I feel like mostly coffee drinkers, but definitely a few Diet Coke drinkers sprinkled into the morning radio family here in the city.
It's the second most popular drink after a coffee. All the coffee variants, iced, hot, whatever. Then it's Diet Coke.
You want to know the craziest thing I heard? So the documentary on Netflix, Receivers. So on there they featured Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
And they was talking to his father. And his father should be his spokesperson for Coke. He says, anytime like you just don't feel right, like something in your body don't feel right, you should drink a Coke.
Yeah.
There's something about it that's just gonna make everything better. And my wife looked at it and she said, I agree. And I'm looking at her like, that is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. But here y'all are telling me that Cokes really just changed y'all life, and I just don't understand it.
People in the chat are saying that, like Jay Peel said, if only Panera kept their charged lemonades. That was a thing. They did lemonade that had caffeine in it, and then they had to stop because people were buying these like highly caffeinated lemonades, not really realizing they had all that caffeine, and then giving it to their kids because it's like, oh, you want a lemonade? That's a thing for kids. Here's a lemonade. And then it turned out the kids were like bouncing off the walls, going crazy, and they had to keep putting up warnings saying, please don't give these to children. They're meant for adults who want caffeine. That could have been something you could have, like a charged up lemonade with caffeine.
But this is the thing. I don't need that.
I know you don't.
I'm good.
That's good for you.
And I told you, I'm not drinking lemonade this early. That's ridiculous.
Gary said I'm drinking a Coke Zero on my way to work. Of course you are, Gary. Because you're a fine American. That's right. Nothing wrong with that. I hope everybody had a good Father's Day weekend. I hope there was a lot of stuff going on in town this weekend because you had all the Father's Day festivities yesterday. Saturday, we were downtown for the Pride Parade, downtown Stonewall Pride. Great job every year. It's one of the biggest Pride parades in all of America. Mm-hmm. They estimated, I saw, over 200,000 people were downtown for that.
Oh, good.
It was like, and I'll tell you this, most parades I've ever been to, it's just a lot of like, hey, there's a float.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Pride Parade, it's like.
I'm about to say, they go all out.
Oh, it was like what I would hope a Stanley Cup parade would be like for the Jackets.
It's a lot
it was
of
like,
juice down there.
It was just everybody excited. If you've never been to one, next year, put it on your list to go.
They have a good time.
It was a blast. But yeah, we had a lot of fun there. My daughter, you're not allowed to throw things in the Pride Parade because it's downtown Columbus. They probably don't want stuff everywhere. Cars have to drive over it. So they made you hand it to the people, like the people on the floats and different people walking would hand stuff out.
Yeah.
My little 5-year-old is like the magnet for all that because they see her in a crowd of like other people. They see a little kid. They're like, oh, here you go. And she got sunglasses and candy and everything.
She was on top of the world.
Her older sisters were a little jealous, but that's all right. So.
And Nate in the chat is out of line. I'm just telling you that. He's out of line.
Don't Nate.
That's out of line right there.
Nate said drinking a Jack and Coke. No, not this early. That's where we draw the line. That's a no. That's no good. I did spend some of Father's Day yesterday. Saw my dad. We hung out. We are big auto racing fans, so I watched some NASCAR with my dad. That was what we did for the celebration. I also, though, flipped on the U.S. Open, which was just fantastic to watch. That was
poor Scotty Vegas.
Wow.
That's all I thought about.
Scotty Vegas had a 3-leg parlay going where he picked the first two, and I think it was like a golf thing from the RBC maybe last week.
What it was?
Maybe the other one was a tennis thing or something. But he had 2 of the 3 long shots that he had picked and had gotten them right. So he had Scotty Scheffler to win the U.S. Open. If that had hit, I think it was like an $8 bet, and he would have won somewhere like
$17,000 or something like that.
Well, I hope he took the cash out because
I hope he did too.
Man. That's Scotty Scheffler did not have his best tournament. And that's, that Oakmont did that to a lot of people. But shout out to JJ Spaun, who I was not aware of until yesterday. Not a huge golf fan. But
I agree. I was there with you.
I found out while watching the coverage that he had missed the cut at the Memorial. So
really?
Just a couple weeks ago, he's missing the cut at the Memorial. He's down on himself. He's trying to figure out what to do. Now he's won the U.S. Open.
Do you think that did him some good because he got to rest up? He did like 2 less days than everybody else.
Maybe.
Maybe Scotty Scheffler was just out of gas.
That could be. Maybe it's just the fact that he had a tremendous day putting. From everything I heard, like he gained, they said, more strokes putting than I think anyone did in the whole tournament. So that'll help when you can do that. And then, of course, the final putt that he put through was just unbelievable.
Birdie.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was an unbelievable putt that he sent in from 60-something feet
for the win.
I was rooting for my guy Victor Hovland.
He was up there.
He was right there.
He was up there.
He was paired with Spaun. So I'm watching that pairing and I'm rooting for Victor, but then he hit he needed to birdie or maybe even eagle to have a chance. Well, he would have had to have eagle probably to have a chance to tie this thing. But as it turned out, he hit his putt right next, or his approach shot onto the green right next to JJ Spaun, who then he's got to make a putt or two putt to win the U.S. Open. And Victor Hovland hit one right next to him, but he was going to take his shot first. Yeah. So they were all commenting how, well, that helps when you have a guy who can just literally putt it for. He can putt from basically the same spot, and you can get a good read on the green. You can see how fast the green is. You can get all that information you need.
Turned out it worked.
And then he stepped up and hit the putt of his life. I can't imagine. I mean, I know you played. I don't know how that feels when you actually have spent your whole life working towards something, and then in that moment, it's not like, oh, well, he laid up, and then he tapped it in. That was nice. No, like you bombed it in there.
It's like,
and everybody has to just acknowledge how awesome it was.
You know what? When you're doing that in sport, if you've practiced something so much that in that moment, your body just remembers. It's muscle memory is what they call it, muscle memory. So you just do it out of muscle memory. And then after you do it, it's like, I really did just do that.
I bet it hasn't even sunk in for him. It's probably like, it probably took him hours, maybe this morning.
Once they wrote that check to him, that's what he said. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think he took like $4.3 million away.
That's what they said. That putt was worth $4.3 billion.
I mean, you don't see walk-offs in golf very often, but that was a pretty great capper to a Father's Day weekend. So I hope everybody had a good Father's Day. Hope you had a good Pride if you went to that. We had a wild trade yesterday in the NBA, which I know we don't talk a ton of NBA trades, but we're going to try to explain just how insane this trade was coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, waking up to some fog out on the roads this morning. Taking a live look, 71 at I-270 on our traffic cam. Over on the south side, looking a little bit blurry as fog slowly moves into this area here. So we're taking a closer look at Grove City. Your commute's looking thankfully pretty good. 71 northbound still got you at 66 miles per hour. Pretty average right now. And over to our folks in Madison County, checking in on your drive times. US 40 East, 42 to 270 will take you about 15 minutes in the yellow. Not too bad this morning. West Jefferson to 270, taking 70 East. Got you at 10. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
That's our us. When dreams sunk in, that's our us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's our us. When dreams sunk in, that's our us.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Dr. Marta Lavelle of Urbana and Darby Dental smiles on having First Bank of Central Ohio as a partner.
It has been great working with First Bank of Central Ohio. They helped me achieve a huge goal, becoming a business owner. The bank made it so easy. They helped me through the whole process. It's been great ever since.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Bishop and Friends.
You think he has his wife cutting the crust off his pie like moms used to do on the sandwich?
It's like, does he just have empty pie carcasses everywhere?
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll have some patchy fog out there this morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies to start, and our temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. This afternoon, chances of showers and thunderstorms develop later in the afternoon into early evening. More isolated, though, in nature. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies and our highs in the low 80s. We'll see showers likely overnight with thunderstorms possible and lows in the 60s. And then chances of showers and storms are in your Tuesday forecast with highs in the low 80s and very muggy conditions. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheets. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, yeah, baby. I'm there all the time. You can check out more from our show. Just go to Bone and Tyvis 971 on Twitter. You can follow us there. You can interact. You can also jump in the YouTube chat, which is always going. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis, and you'll be right in there. The greeting, by the way, in the chat, if you go in for the first time, you're not sure what to say, just say GMGTH. That's good morning, go to hell. It kind of mixes everything together. We like that. So we had a wild trade in the NBA yesterday. I know not everybody's like the biggest NBA fan out there. We obviously have a lot of love for the NBA on this show, but not everybody does. But I hope you can appreciate a good WTF moment when because I immediately texted you yesterday. I sent you a text and said, hey, happy Father's Day. By the way, did you see this stupid trade? I was just blown away when I saw this.
Yeah, like when you look at like Desmond Bain, I was like, okay, because it comes up, Desmond Bain traded to the Magic. I said, oh, well, the Magic needed shooting. You know, they got
Desmond Bain can shoot.
They got Wagner and they got Paolo, but both of those guys are big, kind of go to the paint. The problem with them is they don't have a lot of shooting. So I was like, Desmond Bain is a great shooter. But then I seen what Orlando gave up for.
So here's what it is. Memphis Grizzlies traded Desmond Bain to the Orlando Magic in return for, again, I'm guessing most of our audience, if you are not an NBA fan, you've heard Desmond Bain's name maybe, or you might be lightly aware of him from college basketball. Desmond Bain traded to the Magic in return for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, and 4 first-round picks.
Unprotected
first-round picks, meaning no matter how they finish, if they're the first overall pick, good, they're yours. Yes. Memphis gets it. If Orlando just completely implodes, they get whatever these picks are. There's no like, oh, unless it's top 5, then you don't get it. No, they do. They get whatever these picks are. Mm-hmm. This is a 2026 pick. They get the 2028, 2030 pick. They are going to swap the 2029, but still, and the number 16 pick in the upcoming NBA draft. Like that is an amazing haul.
That is called mortgaging your future.
It is.
Now, don't get me wrong. Desmond Bane has had moments where he's went crazy, especially when it comes to shooting the three-pointer. He's had moments with the Grizzlies where he has really taken off. He's also had moments where he absolutely did not show up. I don't know if this is what the Magic need. Like, don't get me wrong, they still got the two guys that I mentioned, and Desmond Bane. I know they took Tristan Da Silva last year in the draft, which he's supposed to be a really good shooter. And, Wendell Carter is their center. He give you a little space. But I don't know. To me, I just think it's not worth it. Now, I listened to, Wendy said that a part of the reason that they had to add extra stuff is because they wanted to get off of KCP's deal. KCP had a really strong year 2 years ago. They ended up, when they won the championship with the Nuggets, I think he left to go to the Magic, and they signed him to a big-time deal. And they wanted to get off of that deal. So that has
probably
something
helps
to
out.
do with it a little bit.
If you're taking on some money, that tends to be one of the reasons that, all right, well, that'll help out. But still, I look at this, and I can't help but do this because it's probably not fair. I understand that Anthony Davis was a part of the Luka trade. That should not be underscored. But the Magic gave up more first-round picks to get Desmond Bane than the Lakers gave up to get Luka Doncic. That makes no sense. That's just one of the. You're right.
This
is for a Magic team, by the way. They finished 7th. They were a play-in team in the NBA playoffs.
They're desperate.
They finished 7th. They got a 4-1 series defeat to the Celtics to hang their hat on this year. They're a good young team. Give them 2 or 3 more years, they could be right there with, again, some slow processed growth. Get some good draft picks in there. Maybe make some savvy free agent moves. This to me is like, yeah, we don't care. We're going next year. And I don't think Desmond Bane pushes you into now we're a conference finals team.
Well, hold on.
No way.
The reason that they feel this way, you have to think about a couple of things. The Celtics team is absolutely getting chopped up after this year. Jason Tatum is out. They got to do something. They got to make a decision on Jaylen Brown. Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis is probably gone. So if that's the case, that's one big dog that's out. The Knicks don't know what the heck they doing.
They can't get a coach.
The Knicks is planning to blow up everything, which blows my mind because you were 2 wins away from an NBA Finals. To think that you just need to blow up everything is crazy. The Cavs is too stubborn to blow up everything.
Well, that's
so they're gonna continue to run it back. And the last time the Magic played the Cavs, they took them 7 games.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
To them, they're thinking this could be the missing piece that they need to get them at least in that conversation.
I guess.
But I do believe you gave up too much, though.
I think you did. But it shows you some. I'll give them this. Like, to your point about the Cavs, my frustration with watching the Cavs this year was they're pretty much looking at their roster and saying, yeah, we'll just do it again and see what happens.
That's probably what's going to happen.
You have a great regular season roster. You have a playoff roster that seems to get pushed around a lot more than it should for the talent that's there. And I know there were guys injured during that series, and I understand if, maybe DeAndre Hunter isn't as injured in that series. Maybe the Cavs do something better against the Pacers. I don't know. But reality is they're not going to be bold enough, it doesn't seem like the Cavs, to make the moves necessary to go and challenge and be a real contender as a conference finalist in the East, let alone going to the NBA Finals. Not with the current roster, unless their hope is the same thing like you're saying with the Magic, where they're just looking at it going, well, yeah, all these other teams, though, are going to be ifs at best. So who cares? We'll just run it back and see if our guys get a little bit better. And if everybody stays healthy, maybe we would win all these games.
I mean, it's not a terrible strategy.
It's a frustrating one, though.
It's the problem with the Cavs this upcoming season is it don't matter. They can go 82-0 and nobody's going to care.
Won't matter. It'll be nice. That's great.
Nobody's going to care.
Good luck with the playoffs.
Nobody's going to really enjoy the regular season ride like we did this past season because it's all about now playoffs, which everybody knew in their minds, but it was still fun. And now it's just like completely, like I say, if the Pacers win it all, the regular season becomes even more meaningless because you got a 50-win team, which, did you tell me this, that the last team to win 50 or less games? No, this was Jason Lloyd that told me this. The last NBA champion to win 50 or less games in the regular season was the 95 Rockets, I think they said. I think they won 47 games.
They got to the finals, you're saying?
They won it.
Or they won it, okay.
And the Pacers would be the team. So that's something that's, if that was 95, that's 30 years ago.
You know what, though? I'd rather have 48 wins and do what the Pacers are doing than have 65, 70 wins and then be the team that's like, hey, that was really cool.
Well, it makes
but we lost.
The regular season's meaningless.
And
the NBA has got a huge problem right now.
I think they do. I think the NHL does too. It just doesn't get talked about as much. 82 games for both those sports is too much. Like, I mean, as much as I enjoy watching these sports, you're right. It does not do anything for you when you watch all these games, at least in the NFL. Right, you have 17 games now. I know they want to go to 18 at some point. But you know if you're watching an NFL game in September, there's a payoff coming not that far away. I know now with the playoffs being a little extended and you have like the Super Bowl buildup, it does run you basically from September through February. Mm-hmm. So from a month's standpoint, it's a lot of time.
Yes.
It's similar time to probably what the NBA season is. But then again, the NBA season starts in like October and runs through June. That's obviously longer. Mm-hmm. And you have 82 games, plus all your series are going, 6-7 games possibly in the playoffs. I mean, you can have, what's the extra? I mean, you can play close to 100 games before you find out if your team is actually going to win the championship or not. In a country like America, where now all we care about is if you win the trophy or not. We don't care about how excellent your season was and how great a lot of these individual accomplishments were. We need to know who the champion is. You get that settled a lot. It feels like you get that settled more quickly in the NFL. It feels like there's more of a payoff there.
I'm actually trying to find a team in my mind that I'm like, okay, they didn't win it all, but it was a great season, and I'm excited to see their future. Because I think you're right. Like, I think nobody cares. If you didn't win it all, nobody cares.
No, like if you look at,
was a failure.
If you look at the Lions, let's say in the NFL. Look at the Lions right now, who had, what were they, 15-2 last year or something like that?
And everybody's worried about them.
Right. But still, you can take things away because they play one game a week. Everybody can focus in on it and go, hey, we're seeing something pretty positive here. We're seeing some growth. It is really tough to take the NBA season, the NHL season, and go, yes, the last 2 weeks actually mattered. Because then you can have another 2 weeks where they don't. Same thing with baseball, for crying out loud. Like, baseball's the ultimate with that, where you can play all these. You can have a month that looks awesome, and then come back in July or August, and suddenly it's like, oh, never mind, they suck. They're trash.
Yeah,
and it's hard.
That's called the Cleveland Guardians right now. Thank you
about that.
Thank you for bringing that up.
They dropped 3 straight to the Mariners out west.
Thank you.
They get a day off.
Thank you, T-Bone. Thank you for reminding the wonderful listeners.
Did I bring them up?
Just saying.
You brought them up. Anyway, they play in San Francisco tomorrow night.
All right, they gonna get swept again?
Well, I mean, let's hope not. Reds got 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. That would have helped the Guardians out if the Guardians was, if they'd done anything out west, that would have helped them out.
Must be nice. Tito's flourishing. Who would have ever thought?
Yeah, no kidding. Reds are also off today before their series with the Twins gets underway tomorrow. Again, they could do all kinds of good for the Guardians if they keep beating these teams in your division, but the Guardians need to go do their thing, and they're not doing it right now. Coming up, 2 minutes, we have some audio. Caitlin Clark, she's back, baby. Wait till you hear this audio. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. Well, the fog is slowly creeping into our area this morning, particularly on the south, southeast, and east side of our city. 70 at East of Bryce Road, looking a little bit dicey this morning, but again, folks are moving along just fine. No major accidents or delays to report. For folks over in Etna, the Pataskala area, if you're making your way out the door, thankfully, US 40 westbound looking pretty good. 70 westbound and eastbound also looking fantastic. 73 and 70 apiece with your drive times. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
All power, zero compromise. Eagle cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From mowers and trimmers to blowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Clark, another long three! She's back!
Caitlin Clark, she had quite the night. Was that on Saturday night? Yeah. That was, she had 25 over 32 points in the first half alone for the Indiana Fever, including those 3 points. That was the final one that she had three 3-pointers in just 38 seconds. I mean, it was, I think there was an Indiana basketball player who played in the NBA who had a succession of threes very quickly in a playoff game. Reggie Miller comes to mind. It wasn't quite that good, but I mean, the way that she just takes off from the barely inside.
The logo. She crossed that half court line. It's like
she's got to get off the bus range.
You better you get ready.
The second she gets off the bus, that's her range.
You know, it's funny. I talked to, so when I did the Big Ten experience a couple of years ago, one of the young ladies that was there with me doing the program, she was talking about, because she played basketball, she was talking about Caitlin Clark. And at this time, I wasn't really aware of Caitlin. Like, I heard the name, but I hadn't looked into what she did. And she goes, yeah, if you're playing Iowa and you're going up against Caitlin Clark, like, as soon as she crosses half court, you got to be like up on her because she will shoot the ball. And I'm thinking to myself, who she thinks she is, Steph Curry? And then I seen it and I watched the highlights and I said, oh yeah, she is. So it was funny because anytime Caitlin Clark gets rest,
oh, yeah.
Like, when she comes back from the rest, like, she's on a different level. Like, last year, the big thing was, remember, they had the Olympics. It was during the season. So they took a break from the season to focus on the Olympics. And everybody was mad because she didn't make the Olympic team. So she took that little break. And when they came back from that break, that's when she really took off in the WNBA. And now she's coming back from this strain.
She had a quad strain.
She was like 2 weeks or something like that. And yeah, here it is. she comes back. She get a little break. She come back. Boom. She dropped 32, 9, and 8. So,
which is also surprising because there's just so many players that no matter what the sport is, it's like, well, they're coming back from injury, so they're going to have a little rust. It's going to take a while. And she comes out and is just like
ready to roll. Gave the Liberty their first loss, so it was a big game. They had a part in the game where Brianna Stewart was checking her. and she like did the step back 3 in her face, and they was like laughing at it going up the court because Breonna Stewart was like,
"What am I supposed to do?" I guarded you as best as I could. She's one of the best players in the NBA, or WNBA rather. Caitlin Clark, I'll say this: watching her is akin to watching like Steph Curry for me. When it's like when she. Because I remember when Steph started really becoming, because he wasn't that the first few years in the league. No. When Steph Curry started ascending and those Warriors teams, you'd say, all right, that was a nice performance. There's no way that guy's going to do that in the playoffs. Yeah. All right, well, they did in the first round, but there's no way they're going to he's not going to shoot like this. Someone physical is going to get up on him and they're going to knock him down a bunch of times, and he's not going to get up and hit these shots. And he keeps doing it, and you go, oh, okay, I guess he is just going to do that now. Yeah. Caitlin Clark has that type of potential. That's where she ultimately rests for me. And people can be mad about that. Like, why do people want to? Why is Caitlin Clark the biggest draw in the WNBA? Because there are so few it's not just the WNBA. If you put her in the NBA, she'd be one of the biggest draws there because people would want to see, can she do this at each level you give her? She did it in high school. Now she's done it in college, we know. So the question is, can she do it in the pros? That's what people want to they want to find out. Can you actually do this against the best? And
the funny part is, before she came into the league, that was the thing. A lot of the WNBA players were like, she's not going to be able to do that against us. Yeah. And then she got in the league, and it was a little slow start, but she figured things out and she caught her groove, and it looks just like how she did in Iowa.
Yeah. And I think it's also just if you're a really good post player and you have tremendous footwork and you can hit shots off the backboard and you've got a left, you've got a right, you've got a drop step.
Ain't nothing you could do about that.
No, it's great. But that doesn't get people who are not basketball fans to watch the game the way someone shooting it from 35 feet away does. Like, someone shooting it from 35 feet away, everyone knows how hard that is. If you're not a diehard basketball fan, you may not understand the intricacies of someone's low post game. That's just real. And that's the same thing in the NBA, too.
Hold on. Wait a minute now. I can appreciate some good post work. For a lot of my life, I was a big man.
So you can. I'm saying,
I love to see.
If you're a diehard basketball fan,
we need to bring it back. That is gone in basketball. We need to bring the low post man back.
I agree with you. I like the footwork.
Olajuwon type stuff.
The footwork is tremendous. But now even every big guy is like, well, I do need to go out there and shoot.
I got to shoot threes. Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying is I totally get why people want to see this. It's the same thing in baseball years ago, and it's like, oh, man, all these people care about is home runs. It's like, yeah, you know why? Because they're awesome. Yeah. That's why. People care more about a guy that throws the ball 80 yards downfield and burns the DB and catches it over the shoulder and high steps into the end zone. That's more fun than watching a team just like 3-4 yards consistently getting first downs, 12 minutes off the clock, a nice drive, and they punch it in from 1 yard. Which one's more effective at winning football games? Probably that second one. But the highlight is going to be the guy going 80 yards. That's Caitlin Clark right now. Yes. Is she going to win a WNBA championship playing this way? I don't know. She's winning the ratings, though.
Well,
that's what people are going to tune in for, is to watch that.
I think I even seen LeBron tweet something out
Said
about
the Caitlin Clark effect.
Yeah.
Welcome back. You were missed.
Like I say, that the Wings have not played the Fever yet, right?
I don't know. I can't remember if that game's happened. I feel like there was a game, right? I could be wrong on that.
Well, she did.
You're talking about Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark going head to head?
That's going to be the one.
I feel like they did that once, but they have. I think it's like 3 of them on the schedule.
Yeah,
they play a couple times this year.
But I'm still mad at how the refs robbed us of an insane Final Four matchup between them.
Yeah. Well, that would have been.
I wanted to see Paige. I wanted to see Paige in that closing moment get that shot to see what happens. Then we got a moving screen. So
I know I'm not a. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It wasn't a great call. I'm with you.
You just can't make that call in that.
I think a moving screen happens all the time. I was on the side of moving screens happen all the time. I don't know what was wrong with that play. It looked great to me, and they called moving screen. It's a joke.
The Wings play the Fever on June 27th, Tyvis, so mark your calendar.
I will be. I'm going to be locked and loaded and ready to roll for that one.
Yeah, just a couple weeks away.
It's a huge argument in my friends' circle about who's better between CeCe and Paige. So
Paige Beckers may also be one of those players that can electrify. But I just don't know that she has the 40-foot game that Caitlin Clark has.
You sound like me. I told them, I said, overall, I would say CeCe is the better player overall because I love the fact that she gets other teammates involved. Her court vision is unbelievable.
She had like 8 or 9 assists in this game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I said, now, if you want to talk about scoring, I will tell you Paige is probably a better scorer.
Yeah, she probably can
like
more
pure
consistently
scorer,
get buckets. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, they didn't call her Paige Buckets for no reason.
No, that's exactly right. But she's awesome, and they're both gonna. It's gonna be fun watching those two in the league.
Yes,
there's a lot of good there in the WNBA. Also, I saw this. This is audio from Tyrell Hatton. He was one of the golfers who was in contention. He was doing his like post-match U.S. Open commentary or his press conference.
Okay.
And as he's doing it, JJ Spaun, who hit that putt, he is actually on the 18th green lining up the putt. So you're going to hear a little bit of a question and Tyrell Hatton start to answer it. And he's distracted because he's watching the putt happen. And this response is awesome, I felt like.
During the rain delay to keep yourself active? I sat in dining. Please hold it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable. What a putt to win. That's incredible.
Yeah. His face when he was saying this, he was like smiling. I mean, he was just like, what am I supposed to do? I like seeing the golf guys who are actually in it, where they're actually just like, hey, I'm a fan of the sport. Yes, that guy is winning today. That was a hell of a putt.
You could be like Rory and just not talk to the media.
Oh, he did talk to me. I think I heard him say that
he earned the right to not talk.
He talked and said, quite honestly, my problem is you people. I just don't like talking to you media people. By the way, what's the Dylan, do you know the name of the thing? You know, like when you think you remember something from your childhood and you go back later and find out it's not the same thing. Do you know what that is?
Either
of you
know
guys?
what you're talking about, but I can't think of it.
It's like the Berenstein Bears thing where you find out Berenstein's been spelled like a different way your entire life. And as a kid, you go back. Was it the Kazam or Shazam movie?
Shazam?
Where there were people that think like Sinbad did a movie. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of these little things where you think you remember something. You think you've heard something. It's almost like being gaslit from the past. Well, Adam Silver did something last week where he said something that I swear I thought he was wrong, the commissioner of the NBA. I felt like I was gaslit by the commissioner of the NBA. I went back and looked it up, and he's not wrong. It's a big thing that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, that Adam Silver says what you think happened did not happen. And I hate to say it, he's right. I'll tell you about this next. And we'll figure out what that stupid thing's called.
The Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. Yes, there's a Mandela effect moment in the NBA. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Monday. We are noticing our first crash of the morning right now. This is happening over on the west side, just by Grandview Heights this morning. The right shoulder is currently blocked on 670 west, just beyond 315 south because of a crash. So the road status means it is a little bit restricted this morning and the right shoulder is blocked. Thankfully, you're not noticing any major congestion or delays in this area, so that is some good news as you step out the door. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net.
Hey, it's Bobby Carper. Everybody today in America is trying to get healthy. I'm doing it, you're doing it. There's people out there everywhere. And most people, they don't feel good. And so when you don't feel good, what do? You go to the doctor, there's pills, there's steroids, there's surgery. You don't want to deal with any of that. You don't want to be put on the shelf. You don't want to put things in your body that you do not enjoy. So here's what you need to do. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics, just like I did. My body was beaten up, so was my dad's. We went to QC Kinetics. They're not into the quick fixes. They're going to go there and they're going to diagnose you and find regenerative treatments with your own body's healing power to help heal that damaged tissue. And so you're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do the things you'll love again, and that's perfect because it's summertime. So listen, they're going to go right to the source of it at the cellular level. So give them a call at 380-208-4544 or go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have offices all over Ohio. So go check them out today.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Overachiever of the week coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, 7:45. We'll tell you about someone in sports that should make you question everything. Maybe try to do better. Tyvis is going to try to work out tomorrow. He's been slacking the last 2 weeks.
Not tomorrow. Well, I don't know if I should tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday. See, I got my appointment Wednesday.
Okay.
So, like, I don't want to do it, jump the gun tomorrow. But Wednesday, when I get off air, I have to go to the appointment, get looked at, and then get cleared. Damn. Then I'm going home to go work out.
He hasn't been able to work out. He got hair transplants, and you're not allowed to sweat with the hair transplants.
Yeah, it's harder than it is. This weekend made it harder than what I wanted it to.
Who are you talking to? You're talking to a very large man who sweats when he has to bend over to tie his shoes. I bet it's hard not to sweat.
Because this is the thing. I told you I was at my in-laws' uncle's place, and he's got the pool and all the fun. So like everybody's outside. And I'm like, yeah, I can't go out there.
Sitting inside in front of a fan.
Yep. So I spent the
doing
weekend.
The Chris
Everybody outside. I told my wife, you know that Squidward meme where he's looking out the window and Patrick and SpongeBob is having fun. That's exactly what I felt like this weekend.
Should have just stayed home. Just said, well, you guys are going to be out having fun. I'll just be back here miserable.
Well, I mean, I think for Father's Day, I realize that all fathers want the same thing. It's the most simple gift that you can get somebody. You know what it is? to be left alone.
Oh, yeah. that's
it.
Exactly it.
Just don't ask me for nothing. Don't let me just do whatever I want to do for just one day.
Yeah.
That's it.
I actually got good Father's Day gifts this year. My kids know that I love pelicans. I'm a big fan of the bird, the pelican.
Okay.
When we go on vacation, they saw this last week because when we were on vacation, North Carolina, they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just fascinated because they're giant birds.
Yes.
They have the big, beak that can fill up, holds like 3 gallons of water.
Yeah.
They eat fish. They slam the water at like 60 miles an hour and they stun the fish that they're trying to eat because they hit the water so hard. And then they just scoop it up and eat it.
That's like I think that happened to Nemo on Finding Nemo.
Yeah. And they also they skim the water just like inches above the. So anyway, I love pelicans. So they got me a statue of a pelican for my desk, and it's got its beak open. It's got a big open area where you can put stuff like keys or your wallet. So I'm going to fill that with candy. So it'll be on the desk. So if people want, like a candy or something, you can go back there and get some sugar if you need to, Tyvis. So that'll be there. I also got.
I wasn't expecting you to say some candy.
Yeah, I'll put some. Why not? Just a little. It's like a candy dish.
This is the problem right now.
No, like a Werther's. You can put a Werther's in there, just something to suck on.
Do I look like Josh Perry? I don't want no Werther's. Why won't that?
He does like that old man candy. I agree with you on that. From what I hear, from what I've seen on Twitter, but also they got me an apron that said, "Don't worry, I watched a TikTok on how to do this," because I do watch a lot of TikToks for my recipes.
That'd be fitting for me too.
Yeah. So Adam Silver, the NBA last week, remember we were talking about the Larry O'Brien trophy not being on the court and how everybody was making a huge deal about that. And it was kind of weird to see. But
they use digital technology to.
Well, they did after the first game or something, they started throwing that back on there.
Yeah.
Larry, he said that the Larry O'Brien trophy has not been on the court for a decade. And I was like, BS, that's wrong.
I feel like that's wrong.
I felt like that too.
Not even on the sides? Maybe it says the finals. I feel like that was on the court.
I went back and looked at the finals highlights last year. And I'm watching them and I'm going, there's no trophy. There's no NBA finals on the court. I go back 2 years. There's no trophy. There's no finals. 2022, that was the NBA finals, was the last one I could find that had the Larry O'Brien logo on the court. Celtics and Warriors had it on there for that series. Then after that, I went back again. Go back and look at LeBron when he pins it. I think that's the anniversary this week, the 9-year anniversary of him. Iguodala's layup that he pinned on the backboard and all that great play, the 3-1 series comeback. Go look at those highlights. There's not a Larry O'Brien trophy on the court. There's not an NBA final. I was shocked to find out that he is actually correct. If you go look at all the highlights where you see the big Larry O'Brien trophy at midcourt and all those, it's Kobe with the Lakers. It's Kevin Garnett's Celtics. It's a different era than what, I didn't think it was. It's dark with the Mavs. Those are the games that had those logos on it. And I'm shocked to find that happened 10, 15 years ago.
It's one of those things that as growing up, you were so used to it that in your mind you put it there and didn't even realize that it wasn't there.
No, but that was I find it interesting. I think it's a telling thing about the way that the sports media, just media in general, works.
I wonder why. Why did they say?
Why did everyone think that, or why did they not do it?
Yeah, I wonder what. All right, we're not going to do it this year. And then,
the thing is,
kept doing it.
They haven't done it. Oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just said, we don't need to spend the money.
They cutting costs.
That can't be it. It's the NBA. Like that. They should start with if there's something you want to cut costs on, maybe don't pay some of the players
COVID.
$300 million.
COVID.
It was before COVID though. Before we even knew what COVID was, they'd taken it off of there. But yeah, if you go watch some of those highlights from even the Cavs finals run in 2016, they're not on there. And I found that surprising. But I also think it's interesting how sometimes in the media, a narrative takes off and everyone's just like, oh my God, they took the logo off the court. And Adam Silver said that. And I thought, there's no way that's true. That it hasn't been on there mostly for the last 10 years. And apparently, at least the games I looked at, it seems like he's right.
Says that the reason they removed the finals logo from the playing court surface was for player safety and to maintain a consistent playing surface.
Okay. They said it was like a decal, but you know what you can do? Get a new floor. How many floors do they have now? Every time it's a new uniform combination, we got to put a new floor down. The You have the play-in tournament that lasts a month?
That's what I was about
to say. Not the play-in, the in-season tournament.
And they got all kind of stuff.
The whole court is an abomination.
Well,
you can't get a Larry O'Brien Trophy NBA final. I'm just saying. It surprised me that everyone ran with that. They took the logo off the court. They haven't had the logo meaningfully on the court for the better part of 10 years, which is shocking to me. Shedeur Sanders needs more reps, according to one football expert. That football expert is Tyvis Powell. We're going to talk about what you said on your other show and discuss a little bit of what's going on up there in Cleveland next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Monday. Well, thankfully, things are looking pretty good to kick off your commute here. Time-saver traffic maps are looking great in the green. No major accidents or delays to report as of right now, but the main concern is going to be this fog just creeping into our area here over on the south, southeast, and even eastern side of our city. That's where we're noticing it. Our traffic cams over 70 at east of Bryce Road. We're noticing kind of the biggest concerns right now. Thankfully, no congestion in that area, but just make sure you take note of it as you step out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here, and I remember the first time I understood that old saying about giving a man a fish. It made so much sense, and I see examples of it all the time. Take the new weight loss meds, for instance. Think about this. You take a shot, you eat less, and you lose weight. But the second you stop, the weight comes back. You never actually changed anything besides eating less of the same bad things. I wasn't interested in renting my results. I wanted to own them. That's why I chose Awaken 180. I needed a lifestyle change, I knew it, and I was excited about it. A medication-free path to long-term weight loss. That's exactly what I got. It's been 1.5 years since I dropped my 50 pounds, and I've kept it all off. Awaken 180 taught me how to adjust my approach to food. A real-time education on how to keep it off while losing the weight. I say, learn how to fish. It's easy, it's fast. And for the long-term bonus, no medications. Do what I did and choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com, 844-346-1800.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your 2025 season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
Now is the time to get your body right. Stop going through life dealing with pain. Remember the good days where you were able to play sports with your friends? Now you're losing to your kids in activity. It's time to take the crown back. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Aaron Wilkoff and the QC Kinetics medical team. They'll teach you how their regenerative treatment takes your body's own healing power and helps heal and restore your damaged tissue. tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular level treatments. QC Kinetics has helped myself and tens of thousands of people right here in the Columbus area. They'll get to the root of your pain and fix it. You will be showing your kids who's boss, just like old times. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows, binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on Warm Weather Vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take a shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5HEShot.com for full details and rules to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. It was a roller coaster ride at Oakmont for JJ Spaun, but he is your U.S. Open champion. Spaun started out his final round by bogeying 5 of his first 6 holes, but ended the round with 2 birdies to finish 2 shots ahead of Robert McIntyre to get his first major championship victory. The Cincinnati Reds won in Detroit yesterday, 8-4. The Reds were down 2 runs going into the 8th inning, but were helped by an Elly De La Cruz performance that included 3 RBI and 3 runs scored. The Reds have the day off today. They will be back home Tuesday to host the series with the Minnesota Twins. The Cleveland Guardians started off their West Coast trip by getting swept by the Seattle Mariners. They lost the series finale by a final of 6-0 last night. The Guardians also have the day off today and will start a series with the San Francisco Giants on Tuesday. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. We all love the word free, so does Awaken 180. Medication free, side effect free, and free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
2 men who both know the value of a good hat.
You're bald!
This is Bone and Tyvis.
One of us less bald than before, Tyvis Powell. It's taking action. Good for you. By the way, Awaken 180, our show sponsor, thanks to them for sponsoring the show. We appreciate it. I saw that you were making a little bit of news for your comments on Shedeur Sanders up in Cleveland.
Yeah, I was just as shocked as you was.
Well, you know, when you say anything about the Browns and you're a former Browns player and a former Buckeye and a former NFL guy.
And
they're
a Browns employee.
And that too now. They're going to have, it's going to get some notice. But, Shedeur Sanders, correct me if I'm wrong, he's getting mostly 4th-team reps.
Correct.
With the Browns.
Yes. Well, it's not 4th. It's 3rd, 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, whatever.
Reps.
He's not getting 1st-team reps.
Correct.
He is the 4th-string guy. There is no such thing as the 4th team, I guess. You can't have that many guys.
Everybody that I talked to says that he's clearly 4th on the depth chart.
Okay. But that's what... Because, again, this is why these stats that get put out are so meaningless.
Yes, because it's not with the ones.
You will see the stats that show he had like 6 touchdowns in practice and all this other stuff, but he's not playing against the best. He's not playing with the best guys on offense.
Yes.
Do we know the reason why they're not letting him get 1st-team reps? Is it just you have 4 guys and that's just too many guys to spread reps around in a valuable, limited time you have in an NFL offseason?
There has not been a definitive answer. When they asked Kevin about the reps, he says, I wouldn't look into the reps right now. We have a different strategy for different guys. So ultimately, the only thing that would make sense to why he's not getting these 1 reps is that it has maybe he's not picking up the playbook quickly. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Dylan Gabriel is a guy who played in 3 different offenses, different teams, UCF, Oklahoma, Oregon. So he's used to picking up things fast and quickly, to where Shedeur went to Jackson State, to Colorado. That's it. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a classroom thing. That's my only, because if you're going off of pure, everybody that has gone to practice, all the people that I trust that's gone to practice and watch, they says as Joe Flacco is clear ahead of everybody else when it comes to just sitting in there throwing the ball. And they said the next best person is Shedeur Sanders. We've seen highlights of Shedeur threading the needle in practice to some of these guys, making some really good plays, making good decisions. Say the biggest difference between Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders is you see ESPN Cleveland put out the stats. They'll say Dylan Gabriel went 9 for 12.
Right.
7 of them was checkdowns, to where they say Shedeur went 10 for 11, and they watched Shedeur throw 25-yard dig route between 2 defenders for a catch. So, like, that's things like, that's why I say them stats is so.
But also, who are
so
each
misleading.
of them going up against?
Yeah,
right? Are you going up against the ones, the twos? It doesn't. Which is why I think I laughed when they first put those stats out, and I still laugh because it just.
Well, it has no context. You don't know nothing about it.
But it gets them clicks and views.
Oh, yeah. And it was very smart on their part.
Yeah.
But if he's being held back like that, then to me, I think it has to be maybe a classroom thing. You know, maybe he's just not picking up things quick enough, and they don't want to throw him in there if he's not all the way confident with the playbook, maybe.
Also,
because if he's doing this in practice, and he's looking this good in practice, and he's dominating the 2s or the 3s, at some point you got to say to yourself, well, let me see what he looks like with the 1s.
Yeah, and I would guess there will be some push to do that if that is what's truly happening. The other part of that, though, is I think about this sometimes when we talk about, like, oh, man, this guy is the worst quarterback in the NFL. This guy is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. And that can be used, especially when you find out that worst person, let's say statistically, is someone like a Deshaun Watson, who's paid a lot of money, and their contract is not the worst in the league, but they as a player are. Mm-hmm. But sometimes we do that with guys who it's like, that guy's the worst quarterback in the league, is a starting quarterback. And it's like, yeah, he's just a guy. There's going to be, what I'm saying is there's always someone who's the worst. Yes. Because you can't have a limited amount of people and say, well, that guy, no one can be always the best. There's always a top 10. There's always a bottom 10. That's the nature of stats. Everyone can't have like the best stats, right? Mm-hmm. Someone's got to be the worst. Saying that Shedeur Sanders is the worst of the 4 guys right now, if that was truly the case, doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback even. It means there's 4 guys there, and you've got a crowded quarterback room. Someone's always going to be the worst in any of that. And I know it's a competition. You got to take the best guy. It may not mean that he's that far off, is what I'm saying. You know, like there's just by the nature of having 4 comparative guys, one of them is going to have somewhat of maybe a little bit worse than the other dudes. That doesn't mean that he's trashed and that we should just get rid of him right now. I think that narrative can also just pause for a moment till we see a little bit more from everybody.
I think that my biggest issue with the whole thing, the whole Shedeur thing and the way it's being handled, the only reason I am vocal and have an issue with it is because you're not going to come out here and tell me we having a 4-man quarterback race or even 5-man because you want to include Deshaun. Okay, whatever. We know that's not the case. But you're not going to sit there and tell me that you're having an open competition and you let everybody else get 1 reps, but not him. That's ridiculous. Then it's really a 3-man race if that's the case.
Yeah.
So just call it what it is and stop sugarcoating the thing. That's my issue with the whole thing. They need to be more transparent about exactly what's going on there, because if you only got your eyes on 3 guys, say this is a 3-man race and not a 4-man race, because that's just not, they doing him a disservice. This man coming in here doing all he's supposed to do. You can see the clips of him staying after practice, 20 minutes after practice. He's coming in early. They said literally he's done everything right that you wanted from him. Everything was correct. And this man still hasn't earned a rep with a 1, like with the ones. Like that's ridiculous to me.
Yeah. By the way, I saw this audio from over the weekend. Reds GM Nick Kroll was on Major League Baseball, MLB Network on SiriusXM Radio. He was asked about an extension for Elly De La Cruz. Here's what he said.
He's obviously one of the best players in the league. We made a run at it and obviously didn't get anything done. We've had those conversations, and that's not something that we've been able to obviously match up on. So hopefully maybe there's something there. But as of right now, there's nothing. There's no talks that are currently happening.
Elly De La Cruz is he's under contract. They
Sounds like Cincinnati had quite the weekend winning, because you see the Trey Hendrickson thing.
Oh,
they resumed contract.
Yeah, they're talking. But I mean, I understand Nick Kral's probably. I'm sure they are asking every time they can. Hey, do you want to sign a long-term deal with us?
He gonna say no, because he probably wanted to go where he can get paid a lot of money.
I know, but it does say something about the health of your sport. And I do think it does say something about the people who are running these teams. Castellini family, are they the wealthiest owners in Major League Baseball? No. But if you sign Elly De La Cruz, if you make him whatever the offer you think he's going to get, if it's $400 million, $500 million, whatever you think he's going to get, can a small market team like the Reds afford to do that? I tend to not believe these owners when they say, oh, no, we can't afford to do that. Your television contract pays you a lot of money. Also, beyond that, you have all of this revenue you generate by signing a player like this. But more than any of that, never forget why you chose to own a sports team, or why you should have chose to own a sports team. And that is because you have luxury money. You have to remember with these families who own these baseball teams, they don't own like a small mom and pop restaurant on a freeway outside of, Des Moines, Iowa. Like, they own something else, or they have the means to buy something of this magnitude. Mm-hmm. You should have enough money to say, and you know what, we can be in the red for a few years if we need to. No pun intended. Like, we can lose a little money on this, because ultimately the value of our franchise increases every year. And having this guy on our roster can make us some more tickets, some more jerseys, and God forbid you think this way, actually be better. You could attract other players to want to come here because, oh man, they've got Elly De La Cruz. If I'm in that lineup, I know I'm going to have chances to hit.
Maybe it couldn't always just be solely on them. It could be on him too. He could be unreasonable.
Yeah, but I don't.
He could think to himself.
But he's right to be unreasonable because
I agree, but
how good he is.
Could say I want $300 million, and they could be like, well, we don't pay that, and he's like, all right, well, I'm leaving. That could be a thing.
I
too.
know. And I know most Reds fans are resigned to the fact that, he's probably obviously going to go to the Dodgers or somewhere probably,
Enjoy him while you can.
Yeah, it just sucks that that's the way it has to be.
It was like when the Guardians had Lindor, Francisco Lindor. Just enjoy,
and it shouldn't be that way.
Enjoy him while you can, because
it shouldn't be. I know it is that way, but it shouldn't be that way.
He could go to Jose Ramirez route, take a hometown discount.
Yeah, but I don't blame guys for not doing that. I blame the owners for saying, I don't want to ever lose money, period. That's who I blame, is they don't ever want to dip into the red a little bit and say, that's all right. We'll do this because it's good for the fans. We have this public trust that we're in charge of a sports team. They look at it as we own Walmart or Amazon. You don't have shareholders. You don't have to necessarily be profitable every quarter. You can take a loss to ultimately get a bigger gain down the road. But a lot of these organizations don't think that way, and that sucks. When we come back, a former Buckeye legend called you out over the weekend, and I think we have to talk about it. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Monday. Well, thankfully, things are looking pretty good to kick off your commute here. Time-saver traffic maps are looking great in the green. No major accidents or delays to report as of right now, but the main concern is going to be this fog just creeping into our area here over on the south, southeast, and even eastern side of our city. That's where we're noticing it. Our traffic cams over 70 at east of Bryce Road. We're noticing kind of the biggest concerns right now. Thankfully, no congestion in that area, but just make sure you take note of it as you step out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Save a good deal more all across the store with the Meijer $1 deal sale. Choose from hundreds of items, all $1 each, like extra large fresh avocados and large mangoes, assorted varieties of Chobani Greek yogurt, Kraft macaroni and cheese, assorted flavors of Haagen-Dazs or Ben & Jerry's 4-ounce ice cream cups, and Meijer Essential Double Roll paper towels. The Meijer $1 deal sale going on now through Saturday. That's the good life, a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com for details.
When you're a AAA member, we do the hard stuff for you. So picture this. You're taking a road trip through the mountains at night, and you run out of gas. Do you, A, call AAA, or B, walk 29 miles to the nearest gas station in the pouring rain?
A?
How about this? You need auto insurance. You could A, pick AAA to find the best coverage for you, or B, spend so much time researching insurance jargon that you might as well have gotten a law degree.
Yeah, I'm going with A.
Right. Okay, you're booking a vacation. You can A, have AAA plan it for you, or B, stress so hard about layovers and getting to your cruise that you need a vacation from booking your vacation.
That's easy. A, AAA.
On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here, and I remember the first time I understood that old saying about giving a man a fish. It made so much sense, and I see examples of it all the time. Take the new weight loss meds, for instance. Think about this. You take a shot, you eat less, and you lose weight. But the second you stop, the weight comes back. You never actually changed anything besides eating less of the same bad things. I wasn't interested in renting my results. I wanted to own them. That's why I chose Awaken 180. I needed a lifestyle change, I knew it, and I was excited about it. A medication-free path to long-term weight loss. That's exactly what I got. It's been a year and a half since I dropped my 50 pounds, and I've kept it all off. Awaken 180 taught me how to adjust my approach to food. A real-time education on how to keep it off while losing the weight. I say, learn how to fish. It's easy, it's fast, and for the long-term bonus, no medications. Do what I did and choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com, 844-346-1800.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Rockman and Ice.
It's more evidence that you need to subscribe to the rule Bobby and I subscribe to.
What's that?
If you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win.
Rockman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll have some patchy fog out there this morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies to start and our temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. This afternoon, chances of showers and thunderstorms develop later in the afternoon into early evening. More isolated, though, in nature. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies and our highs in the low 80s. We'll see showers likely overnight with thunderstorms possible and lows in the 60s. And then chances of showers and storms are in your Tuesday forecast with highs in the low 80s and very muggy conditions. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis is drinking a protein shake for breakfast. T-Bone is eating a protein donut. Minus the protein. And it's more than one donut. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tyvis has plenty to tell you about right now. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I got to tell everybody about my guys at Tri-State Men's Health. If you're a guy and you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, stop putting it off. For a limited time, Tri-State Men's Health is offering the first appointment with a provider absolutely free. No strings, no copays, nothing out of pockets. Your free appointment includes blood work, a medical consult, and a test dose of the medication if medically advised. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Call Tri-State Men's Health today. Book your free appointment and start feeling like yourself again. Tri-State Men's Health has treated thousands of men. Now they're back to enjoying their relationships and feeling confident again. As a father, that's a really big thing. Shout out to all the fathers out there. Mm-hmm. You can be next, but you've got to take that first step. Your performance matter. Your appointment doesn't cost a dime. Tri-State treatments work when the pills and the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. That's what we want in life. We want to be able to just stand up. There are 2 locations in Columbus, one in Hilliard, the other one's in Westerville. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
The Oklahoma City Thunder evened up their series with the Pacers on Friday at 2 games apiece. They are back in OKC tonight. Game 5 tips off here. After the Buckeye show from 6 to 8, you will hear that coverage starting at 8 p.m. right here on the Fan. So, yes, this past weekend, Tyvis was up in Cleveland for Dustin Fox's wedding.
We was in Canton.
I'm sorry. Canton. Much different place.
The Dirty 330.
Northeast Ohio. The NEO. Right there by the Hall of Fame, I'm quite sure.
Close.
So, all right. So you were there at Rockneys, I'm guessing. Great spot up in Canton. Love it.
We was at the Fairlawn Country Club.
Oh, there you go. Must be nice.
That's what I said when I walked in there. I said, man, must be nice.
So you talked to Mike Doss,
yes,
who had some comments about your body. And I don't think these comments are appropriate at all.
Yeah. So we're walking we're going into the reception. So Mike is behind me. And as we walking in, he goes, so you put on like 27, 28 pounds. And I'm like, what? He's like, from your playing weight, how much have you went up? I said, like 33.
Okay.
He said, well, I can tell. He said, because you look like you have a BBL. And I said, what? He said that my butt is really big now. And he says, I could tell you doing squats. You need to stop doing that. And I looked at Mike and I said, Mike, who skips leg day? What are you talking about? Like, we've been lifting legs all our life. Why would I not lift legs? He said, listen to me. I do cardio. And the most I'm doing on legs is leg extensions and leg curls. That's it. So I went around and I asked everybody. I asked Dustin. I asked G. Bush. I asked Mike. I don't touch legs. And I'm shocked. I don't know what to do with myself. Like, you want me to stop doing something that I've done my entire life. That doesn't make sense.
I, don't appreciate anyone shaming you for having a big ass. Because what's wrong with that, number one?
All, it was weird because I've never heard that. Like, I've always been skinny my entire life. So, like,
the fact you have an ass now is good.
Like, I catch you got to jump in your jeans nowadays. Like, that's a problem.
But again, you don't have it because it's me, like, not going to the gym. You're building that. What I'm saying here is there's a lot of, and I mean this in all love and respect, there's a lot of pancaked ass individuals walking around now, a lot of men specifically, who have nothing going on back there. It sounds like jealousy is what I'm saying, Tyvis. It sounds like Mike Doss is jealous of the fact that you have maintained your physique.
It was clear that Mike was jealous of me because we got into that conversation later on led to athletic ability. And he's 44 years old to where I'm 31 years old.
Right.
And he's upset. He mad at me. They all are. Him, G, they're all mad at me. Not Dustin. Dustin wasn't jealous. Everybody else was. Because I, at 31, am still in my athletic prime. You know? Like, I can still do a lot of things that I used to be able to do. For one, playing basketball. I told y'all I gave him 30 the last time I was out there. He told me the last time he played basketball at the age of either 36 or 38. I can't remember what he said. He popped his Achilles.
Oh, yeah, that's a big problem amongst our age group, Tyvis, the olders of us. Like, that's one of the things I'm most concerned about. If I ever go do any type of activity, I don't want to pop. The Achilles is the one they say you can do all these other things, but most people are not in, like, they're, once you hit over 40, the Achilles are the things that get you.
Well, he was saying that, he was saying that he was getting ready to play in some celebrity basketball game, so he went back out there to see, just to make sure he still got it. And he said, he got in this triple threat and he was hitting it with the jab step. And he tried to take off out the jab step. And he said, which one of y'all just kicked me?
Oh, no.
So I say, well, that's not happening to me. I take the proper, precautions to not let that happen. You got to stretch when you're not playing and things like that. And I'm getting out there and I'm doing my thing. But I don't know. Yeah, he's jealous of me. That's what it is. It's all jealousy. They mad because I can steal from first to second successfully and they can't. That came up as a topic of conversation.
Oh, I bet it did.
Then it went to he offered me $5,000 to run under 4.75. I said, well, you can take that to the bank because you put $5,000 on the ground and tell me that I got to run a time. Oh, you best believe I'm running that time. I don't care if I'm 300 pounds. I'm running under 4.75.
I love it. I love the confidence. I also don't know that you could do a 4.75, but you know what? I'm going to believe in you, Tyvis, even though he doesn't. Mike Doss does not believe in you. I do. I want to be on the record as saying that. Well, I hope it happens. I hope you get his $5,000. That should be
what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna win the $5,000. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna throw it in the air.
Oh, I love this.
Throw Mike's money in the air. Boom.
Dylan, make sure you're here the day he does that. We'll all be like gobbling all that up. Let him throw his money all over the place. That's fine, right?
It'll be a couple dollars. How much you think?
Yeah, I mean,
you bringing hundreds in here?
Oh, all hundreds.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be here.
That's the way we want. That's right. 5 bands. That's what we need. So I saw this other trade that happened. We were talking earlier in the day about the NBA trade with Desmond Bain. That was kind of shocking. This one was equally shocking. Last night, they opened up Sunday Night Baseball with a huge trade announcement that the Red Sox have traded Rafael Devers and his $300+ million contract to San Francisco, to the Giants, in part because he didn't want to switch to first base. Now, the Red Sox got a lot in return. They got a couple pitchers. They got some prospects. But this all stems from Rafael Devers had played third base like his whole career. That's what he had done. That's what he signed his big contract off of, all of that. Well, this year they said, hi, we'd like you to go move to DH. Apparently he wasn't thrilled with this move.
I wouldn't be either if I played third. Now, unless I'm not performing in the field, like if that was the case. But if I'm still,
He's in year 2 of a $300 million deal.
Yeah, I'm making him do everything.
Well, what I'm saying is he probably looks at that and says, well, why did you guys give me all this money if you think I suck as a ball player in the field? Clearly you gave me this contract when I was playing third. I'd like to keep playing third. They said, no, we'd like you to be a DH. He said, fine. So I'll move to DH, put the glove away. Well, then their first baseman went down, and apparently it was kicked around in the organization, including someone in the front office talking to Rafael Devers, allegedly, and asking him, how about playing first base? How about picking up the glove again and going to first base? And he has said this in the media through a translator that, I thought it was inappropriate that they asked me to do that. They had told me they didn't want me to play third. Now they want me to try a whole new position. I'm not comfortable doing that because...
I would agree, actually.
Yeah. So I see a little bit of his point.
But $300 million, though.
They pay you. Their perspective is the Red Sox is we pay you $300 million.
You gonna do what we tell you to do.
Yeah. So clearly that issue, which was kind of minimized initially by the Red Sox and by some of the media there, apparently that was a big deal. And I've seen Jeff Passan and others say that was the main, this friction that was caused from that is what essentially caused this move to happen. So year 2 of a 10-year, $300 million plus deal, and you're just trading the player away because of this little spat that has happened over which position he's going to play. Anyway, I guess the Giants feel like they're getting a huge bat, right? That should help them out tremendously.
Because they right in the thick of things right now. I want to say they're not that far back from the Dodgers. Yeah, they're 2 games back from the Dodgers right now. So you would imagine they're probably going to be in the postseason, and they're trying to make some noise. Their pitching has been a lot better than I've anticipated that it would be this year. So, yeah, they're going for it. They are all in to where my Guardians probably will be sellers at the deadline. And
but that's depressing to think about.
We are a 500 team. I just
Reds have a better record right now, for whatever that's worth. I did see, and I keep forgetting this, part of this deal was top executive for the Giants, Buster Posey, is running things there now.
Oh, really?
I forgot all about that. But yeah,
good for him.
That's a nice. He swung a big deal there.
Yes, he did.
That's pretty great. One of the best shows in sports history is coming back next. No, it is not Around the Horn, but it is something else that is, I think, slightly more interesting than that show. We'll tell you about it next in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, if you're waking up on the south, southeast, and even eastern side of our city, you could be waking up to some fog in your area, especially as you step out the door. 270 at 70 east side, taking our look at our traffic cam there, looking very gloomy out there. So make sure you just take it nice and easy on the roads right now. But thankfully, all the other areas leading into the metro and even outside the metro looking pretty good. Again, a little bit slower, US 33 eastbound, even 71 northbound looking a little bit slower at 66 miles per hour. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
With rates as low as 8.99% APR, now is the perfect time to save your summer with a debt consolidation loan from BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/consolidate.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces. And cracky. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can find the podcast of this show. Just search up T-Bone and Tyvis on your favorite podcast app. You can hit subscribe. You can leave a comment if you want to. Give it a rating. That always helps people find it. We'd appreciate that. But that way, at least, you get the podcast right to you, free of charge. Wherever you get podcasts, just search T-Bone and Tyvis, and you'll find it right there. We appreciate you doing that. One of the best sports shows in history coming back. One of the best shows in history. Tyvis, I think this might have been a little before your time. Were you aware of American Gladiator, the show?
The
American Gladiator show where they had like physical feats of strength. It was a little bit like Ninja Warriors is now.
I was about to say, I'm confused with Ninja Warriors. No, I don't think I've seen Gladiator.
Okay, so this was a show. This was back in the.
I had a friend that was on Ninja Warriors.
Oh, yeah?
He failed in the first event. It's a shame.
Did you make fun of him?
I did.
That's what I would expect from
you. You trained all that time just to do that,
huh? Yeah. Well, this originally debuted in 1989. It actually, I didn't realize it only ran for 4 years. It ran from 89 to 93. It was hosted by Mike Adamle. They had Larry Zonka on there for a while, who hosted, former NFL player. They always did a great. That's the combo I remember. But the idea was you get regular people off the street who go compete against these super athletes, the gladiators. Mm-hmm. They're on every week. It's the same ones. They all had names like Storm and Ice and kind of cool one-off superhero type names. And they all wore like ridiculous costumes, but a lot of them were really good athletes.
Mm-hmm.
but they had games where you would have to run like the gauntlet, where you had to try to run past them and they would hit you with stuff. Sometimes they had like little like pads that they had the joust where you stood up on a pedestal and you have to try to hit each other with like big Q-tips. It looked like it's great. Anyway, they are rebooting this show. So if you didn't get to watch it before, they tried this once, probably 10 or 15 years ago. It was okay. I don't think it had quite the same traction as the original American Gladiators. This one, though, I think could be pretty good. This will be on Amazon, and I believe it'll start up either later this year or early next year. Going to be hosted by The Miz from WWE.
Okay.
Mike Mizanin.
A Clevelander.
Absolutely right. Yeah, big Cleveland guy. And Rossi Diaz will be the sideline reporter, formerly of BET's 106 in Park. But now they're adding another.
Who?
Rossi Diaz?
Roxy?
Roxy. That's how you say it. There you go. Yeah. Roxy Diaz will be on.
Shout out to Roxy. That's a beautiful woman.
There you go. And Chris Rose, our guy, also a Northeast Ohio guy. It's all Northeast Ohio, baby, for this one. That's good. He'll be on there as well. So he'll be doing play-by-play. So I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of the fact they also said they have a bunch of former pro wrestlers. They have former CrossFit athletes. They have some military members, former Division I athletes that will be the gladiators.
Okay.
The best part about it is, though, is you find out a little bit about these gladiators, and they're all, like, really good athletes. And then you get people off the street who try to beat, and sometimes you get some good competition.
Yeah, this reminds me of one of my favorite shows growing up called Pros versus Joes.
That's one that needs a reboot.
They need that
instantly.
Yeah.
I don't know why that ever went away. I loved Pros versus Joes.
Because they be protecting the pros, and they wouldn't let them. They probably wouldn't let them go on that show because of injury.
Yeah,
that's like the biggest thing. That's like the biggest difference between today's generation and the old generation, to where they did everything. You know, they went to celebrity dunk contests, played in games, and did all these extra things, to where now it's like, yeah, we don't really want you doing that because you could risk yourself getting hurt. And it's like, so I feel like that's kind of how probably made that show kind of go away.
But see, I think actually Pros versus Joes would be a perfect show for you. Like, there's this whole...
Well, that's not fair, because if you're going to have me as a Joe, then I go out there and dominate the pro.
No. You're a pro. This is like the avenue. Like you have Big Three in the, like, for all the ex-NBA guys.
They had that going yesterday, I think.
I heard. Yeah, there was a big fight, wasn't there, between
Dwight Howard and Lance Stevenson. Lance Stevenson
throwing each other into the crowd.
Well, Lance is upset because he just lost $1,000 to Michael Beasley in one-on-one. So
that's no good.
Yeah.
But see, like, you get a lot of guys who instantly people say, I remember that guy. He played. Now he's not playing the NBA anymore, but they're still playing some level of athletic competition. They're still better athletes than 99% of the people out there.
They look at me like, that boy still got it.
I'm saying that's what. And if you had done that right after, if your playing days right as it got over, you got a call from American Gladiators and they said, come on out and train, or Pros versus Joes, if that was a show, and you're a pro, and then it's still like, here is a professional football player who is not out of his prime, who has been training for this. You've stayed in, like, playing shape, and now you got to go up against, just regular people.
I remember the episode of Pros versus Joes. I'd love to watch that. They had Ricky Williams on there. He ran this dude smooth over.
Yeah, I bet he did.
I was right.
Yeah.
Kept it moving on him. I said, yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of that now, too. Think of the viral nature of Pros versus Joes. Because the clips that you would get out of that now, especially if you said,
"Oh my goodness,
here's someone on the internet who's been talking a lot of crap about you. Now we're going to go out here and let them go one-on-one with you."
You say that to somebody like, "Oh, you the troll?" Oh my goodness, they'd try to run straight through you.
If it was Pros versus Trolls, now that's the show. My God. You could have run me over back in the day because I was the one talking crap about you, taking a bad angle on a tackle. We still have that tweet somewhere. from like 10 years ago where I said, oh, go figure. Tyvis Powell taking a bad angle on a tackle. You could have run me over.
I'm sitting here thinking about all these shows. So network TV just ain't what it used to be, man. There used to be some really good shows. I was thinking about when I was younger, I used to watch The Legends of the Hidden Temple, which was like an obstacle course show for kids.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, it was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Then I remember like Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV.
Oh. That was the claymation stuff. That was always great. With Judge Mills Lane. Let's get it on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I watch that all the
They
time.
had some good shows back in the day.
Well, this will be on Amazon, so you know the budget will be there because Amazon spares no expense on that. I just hope I'm wondering if they'll bring back, because some of the names they used to have, like Siren was always like, I mean, some of the American Gladiators were like actual beefy, like this guy's a bodybuilder or this guy's like a former football player. And then some of them it was like, this hot lady is going to wear a bikini while she tries to tackle people. And that was also good. And I feel like Siren was one of those. Siren, Ice, they were like...
When does this air?
I think it's coming up later this year. I think is when they're going to start all this. But I'm just saying, I hope they bring back some of the old names like Turbo. That was a great name from American Gladiators. I hope Thunder, there was like this...
I'm sure they will.
Billy Smith was the blonde-haired, there was a guy named Malibu that was just... He was like, yeah, he's a blonde, like tan dude, supposedly from Malibu. That was his whole backstory. You knew nothing else about him.
Malibu's Most Wanted, B-Rad G.
There you go.
Bill Gluckman.
That was Jamie Kennedy, right? With the Malibu's Most Wanted. Wasn't that the show?
No, wait, hold on.
I think that was the movie, right? Jamie
see.
Kennedy, I feel like, was in that. I feel like that was him. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not.
Now we got it.
No, we probably don't. We probably are just boring people.
Jamie Kennedy.
See? I knew what I was talking about. Something else I have a question for you about.
Oh, man.
I saw Heinz Ketchup is putting, like, they're introducing something called breakfast ketchup because they feel like they need to market ketchup to the breakfast crowd. Now, the way they're doing this is they're putting it in a glass bottle that looks like a syrup bottle. It's not actually, like, any different than their regular ketchup. It's just ketchup in a different bottle.
Like the one where you had to hit the...
Well, yeah, like that's the old Heinz ketchup bottle.
Right.
They're going to release like this other bottle that looks like a glass maple syrup bottle, but instead of maple syrup, it'll have ketchup, and they're going to call it breakfast ketchup.
Like something you would see at like Waffle House syrup.
That's right. And they're wanting to give you that in the breakfast ketchup category because they're trying to tell you that ketchup is for breakfast. Now,
well, I used to believe that.
Have you ever had ketchup on eggs?
Yes.
Do you like ketchup on eggs?
I grew up that way. Now I will not eat that.
Why? Because of health reasons, or you just think it's gross?
No, I think it's gross now. I'm a hot sauce guy.
Yeah, hot sauce. I've converted to hot sauce on eggs, but I will never put ketchup on eggs.
When I was a kid, though, if I had some eggs, I had to put some ketchup on there.
Dylan, are you a ketchup on eggs guy?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
This is good because you all have sense. My cousins from New Jersey came to town once when I was in like junior high, and we had eggs at the house, and they were both about my age, like junior high-ish age.
Yeah, should I ketchup?
And they sat down and said, "Where's the ketchup?" And we all said, "For what?" And they said, like Shorzy, "For what?"
Because hash browns or something.
No, that's fine. But they said for the eggs. And I saw them put that on there, and it looked like the grossest color combination.
Wait, this is when you was younger?
Oh, I wanted to throw up. I couldn't even look at him the same way. Like I never wanted to talk to him after that.
I mean, ketchup, as for a kid, ketchup is like gold.
But on eggs?
It's good. I mean, I got a daughter that put ranch on everything. It's kind of ridiculous.
My nephew eats ketchup and Doritos.
Okay, yeah.
I've never heard of that one. That's a new one.
Yeah. I mean,
you talking about the ketchup Doritos?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Doritos with ketchup on them?
Yeah, no, I ain't never heard of that.
Yep. That's
a weird one.
Yeah. I can't do ketchup on eggs.
He's 10, so...
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a kid thing, right? Like
ketchup is everything.
My middle daughter likes to put, like, if we have chicken, she'll put ketchup on it, and I'm like,
yeah.
Ugh. But I used to do that as a kid, and now I can't. Now I think it's gross.
I was always I was a mustard guy when it came to like chicken.
Yeah. That's I ketchup on eggs. If that's you, God bless. Not for me. Coming up next, Overachiever of the Week. We'll tell you about someone who should give you some motivation to get out there and do something great this week. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, thankfully, the roads are still running pretty smoothly for your Monday commute. So we do want to let you know, though, about a ramp closure for folks over in New Albany. The New Albany ramp to 161 eastbound tonight will be closed from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. So a good alternate route for you here. Take 161 over to the west side, hop off on Hamilton Road, then continue back, loop on to 161 eastbound. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, pork back ribs or Tyson boneless chicken breasts are on sale for $2.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Guys, give Dad the extra boost of health and energy he needs to live his best life. Low T Center is offering free weight loss consultations and free T tests as a special offer celebrating dads. Treatment is personalized and most major insurance is accepted. They'll have the freedom to choose in-center care or at-home treatment. You're helping put Dad back in control of his health. Now until the 21st, enjoy a free B12 shot when you stop in for TRT and weight loss. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com. Fixmylowt.com.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sportsbook. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
And now, it's time to highlight someone who's better than us in every single way. Meet our overachiever of the week.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, this week's overachiever of the week, Tyvis is the guy from the auto racing world. Usually I like to do guys who are retired, guys who haven't been playing a lot lately or have maybe their career's over. But I was watching the 24 Hours of Le Mans over the weekend in France. Mm-hmm. Are you aware of this race?
I am not.
So it's
you told me about it, actually.
Well, I probably did because I was very excited about it. It's a 24-hour race, started Saturday, ended yesterday. It's in Le Mans, France.
Mind-blowing to me.
They run 24 hours straight. They have teams of like 3 or 4 drivers, depending on the team, right? Now, this race course is massive. Like, it's many miles long. The Circuit de Le Mans, I want to say, is like 6-7 miles long, something like that. So it takes them a while to get around the track. Anyway, the guy who won this race, part of the team that won for Ferrari, his name is Robert Kubica. Okay. He's a Polish driver, Formula 1 driver. In 2011, he was severely injured in a rally car accident. Came away with his right hand and his right arm, very limited mobility. They actually had to take... Oh, and we're back. There we go. All right. My fault. That's okay. But his right arm apparently got amputated partially.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you see him, his right arm kind of hangs at like a 90-degree angle. He can move it a little bit, but it doesn't have a lot of functionality. So that kind of, you would think, ends your driving career.
Right.
When you can't use your right arm.
Yeah.
Well, he made it back to Formula One in 2019 and drove a car for a year for Williams in Formula One, one of the toughest racing disciplines you can do.
Yeah.
They had to put all the controls on the left side of the steering wheel because his right arm, he can like put it on the steering wheel, but it really doesn't do a whole lot. So he's basically driving with one arm.
Yeah.
So yesterday, he drove 166 of the 387 laps completed by this car. So
you say he drove what?
166 of the 380 laps that they did. So, I mean, not quite half of them, but
good for him.
There's 3 drivers, and he drove a fairly significant chunk of it, including like the last 3 hours uninterrupted. Like usually they take a guy out of the car, give him a break. He was like, no, I want to stay in. And they won this race. He won it basically with one hand. And when you figure, so to shift the car, they don't have automatic transmissions. They have to shift on the steering wheel. So he's doing all that basically with one hand and steering. And it's a car that's not exactly easy to drive. And you have the best drivers in the world who are all there. He won this race essentially with one hand. So
good for him.
I don't know if it's quite Jim Abbott level of performance, right?
Up there.
It's pretty good.
Up there.
Yeah. So I feel like that's something we should highlight more often, right? Guys who are doing stuff like that. He did a great job yesterday.
So he was a team of 3.
Yes.
But you can get up to 4.
I think you can. Yeah, some of them
but you
do.
got to split the purse.
That's it. That's exactly
what this is about. Who put another purse? We got to split it 4
I definitely
ways.
know. If Tyvis, if you were you would have such a problem with the 24 hours. If you were a great race car driver, knowing how competitive you are, I could just see them saying, all right, so we have 3 drivers, and you'd say, good, what are the other 2 guys going to do? I'm in this car all day.
Yeah.
I don't have a team of 1.
I wonder, like, do they say, like, if I do the most miles, I get the bigger cut?
There's probably something in the contract that says you get a little bit extra for being the number 1.
I do 300 miles and say, y'all go ahead and get them 66.
Here's what they do. I do know this for these races. They will look at it and say, all right, you're the top driver on this team. So, like, the last bit of racing, the end stage, that's what we want you to do. Because it's like the closer in a baseball game. We want our best guy out there to kind of do that.
So that'd be me. So I'd say y'all do the first 66.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and get out the way. Let me go ahead and bring us home.
Yeah. That's what I could totally see you doing that. And then the overnight hours, the midnight hours when it's dark and it's
sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
I'll be in there. I'll be in the car with one hand.
It'd be tough to do maybe through your helmet, your full face helmet you have to wear. I don't know how you'd be getting the sunflower seeds in there and then spitting them out into your face. I still can't. I mean, every year I watch this thing, I'm amazed because think about it too. All the teams that do it, all those guys who like work on the cars, they don't have backups. So like they have to be up all night.
Yeah.
If the car comes in, it's like, hey, I hit something. Now you got to take a piece of the car off, replace it, put the new piece on. If you have to change tires, put fuel in, all that stuff, obviously. And they have to switch the drivers out.
Who came up with this? 24 hours.
Psychopath.
I wonder how many miles that is on the car. Like that.
I forget. It's thousands of miles. That's no joke. Aston Martin was there. They hadn't put a car in the top class. They hadn't done a car in that class for a long time.
Okay.
So they made it in and they finished, I want to say, like beyond the top 10. And so the announcers were like, oh, yes, what a great accomplishment, because they finished the 24 hours in their first attempt with this new car. A lot of manufacturers, when they come in, it's like, oh, we don't even know if we'll finish, because it's 24 hours of your car straight driving as hard as it can.
So Ferrari won. Do you know what the top 3 was?
I think they were actually, if I'm not, it was Ferrari, and then I think a Porsche was second, and then it was 2 other Ferraris after that. So, and then I want to say, like, down the list, there was like a Cadillac on there.
That's for the
they're
old
usually pretty
school
good
people. That Caddy.
Yeah, there's more coming in. Ford is going to come back in a couple years. Hyundai is going to put a race car in there next year, which I'm excited for.
They're probably going to be a Hyundai.
Hyundai, yeah.
It might be all right now.
You know, one of the best teams has been Toyota. I wouldn't have guessed that, but Toyota.
I would have guessed Honda.
Oh yeah, Honda. They've done some stuff there too. So yeah. I also saw this. I haven't tried it yet, but on the food stuff, are you a milkshake guy?
You know I am. It's like the one rare thing that I have to have like at least once a month.
Chick-fil-A has apparently brought back, as of last week, their
some
peach
really good milkshakes.
They have a peach milkshake.
I don't know if I tried.
Not a peach fan?
I am a peach fan, but I'm scared that if it's too sweet,
Are you scared that you'll like it and then you'll go back every day and you'll look like me someday? Because that's also a possibility.
Well,
that could be
due to the fact that I haven't been working out for 2 weeks, I've really had to watch what I've been eating. I had some banana pudding yesterday.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, I can only eat a little bit of this because I don't want to.
It's addicting.
It is.
It can be a thing. Well, they say they have that back. And people rave about this. The peach milkshake's supposed to be awesome. I haven't tried it. I'm going to try to get it this week. It's better than their overrated chicken, I will say that. So if most of their milkshakes are great.
You think they food overrated?
Oh my gosh. The lines for that when there's there's a Chick-fil-A up on Tuttle and there's a Popeyes right down the street and the Chick-fil-A will have 800 cars in it and the Popeyes will have 2 people in it. I'm like, you're all missing out. You got to go to Popeyes.
You're getting the wrong thing.
No, I'm not.
That's what you need to get from Chick-fil-A.
What's that?
The Cobb salad.
Yeah, that's what people go to Chick-fil-A for. The Cobb salad. They
really
literally invented the chicken sandwich.
Really
is their motto.
The Cobb salad with the chicken pieces in it.
No.
Thank me later.
I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure it's good and healthy. I'm just telling you, most people are going there and getting a chicken sandwich. And I'm telling you, Popeyes has the better chicken sandwich.
Have you tried Popeyes wrap? Snack wrap?
I haven't. Is it good?
I haven't had it, but I have to try it.
Well,
it's new.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, then I'm going to have to go. Popeyes. We have to go. Go make a trip.
Get an apple pie when you get there.
Oh, I will say that because they actually fry them.
Yeah, it's real fresh. Oh, man.
That is, if you'd like to have your tongue not have feeling for a couple days, eat one of those as soon as you get it.
It's worth it, though.
Bite into that and get that molten apple pie filling.
It's worth it.
Yeah, you're right. Ross Bjork wants everyone to just shut up, maybe including this show. I'll explain next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, thankfully, the roads are still running pretty smoothly for your Monday commute. So we do want to let you know, though, about a ramp closure for folks over in New Albany. The New Albany ramp to 161 eastbound tonight will be closed from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. So a good alternate route for you here. Take 161 over to the west side, hop off on Hamilton Road, then continue back, loop on to 161 eastbound. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gehanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy, for about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew. In quotes for some reason? My window's way too soon? Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carper. Everybody today in America is trying to get healthy. I'm doing it, you're doing it. There's people out there everywhere. And most people, they don't feel good. And so when you don't feel good, what do? You go to the doctor, there's pills, there's steroids, there's surgery. You don't want to deal with any of that. You don't want to be put on the shelf. You don't want to put things in your body that you do not enjoy. So here's what you need to do. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics, just like I did. My body was beaten up, so was my dad's. We went to QC Kinetics. They're not into the quick fixes. They're going to go there and they're going to diagnose you and find regenerative treatments with your own body's healing power to help heal that damaged tissue. And so you're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do the things you'll love again, and that's perfect because it's summertime. So listen, they're going to go right to the source of it at the cellular level. So give them a call at 380-208-4544 or go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have offices all over Ohio. So go check them out today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Summer is finally here. That means long days, warm nights, barbecues, sporting events, and that vacation you've been planning for months. The last thing you want to deal with is a leaking roof or unexpected damage to your home. At Newman Roofing, we understand that life gets busy and your time is important. And that's why we designed our entire process around you. Whether it's your roof, siding, or gutters, we believe in doing things the right way, not the rushed way. No high-pressure sales, no pushy pitches, just honest conversations from professionals who respect your time and your home. When you call Newman Roofing, here's what you can expect. First, we'll take time to diagnose the issue, not just slap on a quick fix. Then we'll present clear, quality solutions and answer your questions so you can make the best decision for your family and your budget. And right now, we're offering special financing options so you can protect your home without putting your summer plans on hold. So go ahead, fire up the grill, pack your bags, or hit the ball field. Let Newman Roofing take care of the rest. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Check it. Keno Double Booster is back every Monday in June. For all Keno tickets with Booster purchased between 3 and 5 o'clock, the Booster will be double. Check it. Your winnings could be boosted by as much as 20 times. Don't miss out. Get your Keno ticket with Booster every Monday from 3 to 5 o'clock.
Cool.
Lottery players are subject to commission laws and regulations. Play responsibly. Check it.
Dr. Marta Lavelle of Urbana and Darby Dental smiles on having First Bank of Central Ohio as a partner.
It has been great working with First Bank of Central Ohio. They helped me achieve a huge goal, becoming a business owner. The bank made it so easy. They helped me through the whole process. It's been great ever since.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
You've probably heard of speed dating, but what if there was something similar for hiring, especially if you're running a growing business? There is Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You can post your job today and talk to interested qualified candidates tomorrow. Simply select a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you'd like to connect with and meet and greet people through back-to-back video calls starting as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. It was a roller coaster ride at Oakmont for JJ Spaun, but he is your U.S. Open champion. Spaun started out his final round by bogeying 5 of his first 6 holes, but ended the round with 2 birdies to finish 2 shots ahead of Robert McIntyre to get his first major championship victory. The Cincinnati Reds won in Detroit yesterday, 8-4. The Reds were down 2 runs going into the 8th inning, but were helped by an Elly De La Cruz performance that included 3 RBI and 3 runs scored. The Reds have the day off today. They will be back home Tuesday to host the series with the Minnesota Twins. The Cleveland Guardians started off their West Coast trip by getting swept by the Seattle Mariners. They lost the series finale by a final of 6-0 last night. The Guardians also have the day off today and will start a series with the San Francisco Giants on Tuesday. The Sports Center is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great Father's Day weekend. If you were out at Pride, hope you had a great Pride weekend. There was a lot of stuff going on in Columbus this weekend. So hopefully you all had a good one. I had some nice gifts from my kids. They made me some cards, which were cool. My middle daughter printed off. She found all these dad jokes and put them in a card. My oldest daughter drew a card that had some of my favorite albums on it, some of my favorite bands.
Look at that.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
My wife, my kids gave me a card, but it was store-bought, though. And
nothing wrong with that.
It was nice to see my daughter's penmanship, how she's 4, going to be 5 next month, and it's nice to see her be able to spell her name. And my youngest daughter put symbols, whatever it was, but I knew it was... I knew it was from her, but it was a very nice card.
Yeah. It's all, now being on the side of that, we're still, because I had my dad to go see, and then Melissa, she saw her dad. And so we had all that to navigate. And then it's like, I'm a dad too. So they're doing stuff for me. And I've just realized now Father's Day is very busy, which is good. I don't mind it. I'm glad we have all these people still in our lives, but it's like, Father's Day yesterday, I'm like, by the time I sat down and actually flipped on some of the TV I wanted to watch, like the U.S. Open, I wanted to see the end of that. And the weather delay helped, because then I sat down and realized, there's still like a handful of holes left to go for some of the leaders.
Yep.
So I actually got to enjoy the end of that. It was a lot of fun.
So you missed your Sunday nap then, because...
Oh, no, I got it in while people were at home. Like, I realized, because my kids and my wife came back from seeing Grandpa, my dad was there. And so we're watching the NASCAR race. And one of my traditions, if I ever watch a NASCAR race, is I do fall asleep during the middle of it. It's inevitable. It's cars going around a track. I'm going to fall asleep at some point, even though I love the sport. And so at some point, I just nodded off and realized.
You must have a really comfortable, couch.
Oh, I do. Must be nice. It is. Thanks. Agreed. I have the recliners.
You got to.
We got the motorized. You push the button and the recliner comes out. I got the little cup holder there. I got the charging station where I can plug the phone in, so I can have that going. I
have a Love Sack couch, and I guess Love Sack just came out with recliners. So my wife, when we move, my wife wants to get one of those added onto the Love Sack, and I'm scared of it because maybe that'll lead to me taking a nap. But I usually don't sit on the couch that often, though.
I've only recently become aware of the brand Lovesac, and at first I thought it was something you get in an adult bookstore, which is totally fine.
Because you can see the balls right there.
Right, Tony Romo. That's exactly where I just wasn't sure what it was. Now I realize what it is. It's like a modular couch.
It's like
different things.
Yeah, it's like Legos. You
can put it in different configurations.
Correct.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Perfect for having kids, because it's like. You know that the kids are, some days it's like, we need more space. Let's move stuff around.
Correct.
Then you get to a different stage of life where everyone's like, I need to sit here and be on a tablet. And
or your significant other is mad at you and you want them as far away as possible from you, but you can't leave the room, so you put as many chairs in between.
That makes sense too. Right. Stack them however you need to. That's good. So Ross Bjork was talking last week, and these comments I think are worth playing, because we kind of talked a lot about some of the things he said, but he went on to a variety of topics last week, and this is one that we didn't discuss. He thinks that some of these discussions about the college football playoff need to stay not in the public eye.
The decision-making authority rests with the commissioners in the room, and then they bring that to the governing board of the CFP, which is presidents that represent all 10 of the conferences. So to me, debating it in public, I don't think that does any good. I think what we need to do from our perspective is we need to take a step back. We need to keep engaging with our colleagues across. I saw a lot of the SEC ADs this week. We had those conversations. And so, could we be more, vocal about some positioning? Perhaps.
Oh, yeah, that's the end of the clip. I guess I should have paid attention to that. So Ross Bjork basically saying he doesn't want them to fight it out in public, which is probably the right thing to do. by the business side of things and by the Ross Bjork side of things.
It's the most adult thing to do, but
yes, but I want to see them fighting.
Everybody wants the chaos. I want to see who said what, who sneak dissed here. Like, I want to see it all.
Oh yeah, and I think Greg Sankey likes that too.
I think
Sankey came out like every day, the SEC commissioner, when they had their meetings in Destin, he was like, oh, yeah, today we all like the 4-4, 1-1, whatever, like that model. Oh, now we actually like the 5 plus 11 or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, it's whatever. I like the fact that we're getting at least some info on it, but he's right. The reality is you probably shouldn't be negotiating that in public. Because I remember when Gene Smith used to go off to Chicago to go meet with the Big Ten, there would be times where Gene Smith, I can't remember on which big subject it was. It may have been on, do we want to playoff or not? Do we want to expand the playoffs or not? Might have been, I think initially, now that I'm saying this, I think it might have been home site playoff games. Because when that first came out, when they were working out, do we go to like just a 4-team playoff from the BCS? Do we move from that? I feel like that was the time where Gene Smith was asked, like, would there be home site playoff games for the first 2? And then the championship game would be at a neutral site. And initially, I think he said, yeah, that seems like a great idea. And then he went off to the Big Ten for a couple days and came back and was like, you know what? Really, we need to have neutral sites for everything. Because probably at the Big Ten, that was the messaging was like, hey, Gene, this is what we're going to be in favor of. Yeah. And he came back and kind of said, all right, we've changed our perspective on that. So I get that it's good for the conference to do that. I don't need it. I like all the fighting. I want to know how all these hillbilly commissioners feel. I want to know all about that stuff.
Well, I mean, they do a really good job of the Big Ten and the SEC, especially SEC. They really stick their chest. Like everybody else, like the Big 12's commissioner, he don't really. I'm gonna follow y'all. Whatever.
What's he gonna brag about? I mean, they get now.
Like some people be like they'll try to plead their case to why we're a better conference than you try to make. Like they don't really do that.
Well, I don't think the Big 12 and the ACC. I don't think they're as big of fans of the Big 10 and SEC getting 4 auto bids apiece. That I know.
But I think they understand why. Well, maybe I know the ACC's probably like the ones like pushing back a little bit. Like, oh, we got Clemson, we got Miami, so I know
theoretically Florida State.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I think that there probably is some pushback there, but like the Big 12, from everything that I've heard from them, it's been whatever those guys decide to do, we just go with it.
He also talked about the transfer portal. If you missed all that, where he said, because there's a push in college sports, they're probably going to go to just the one transfer portal window.
Yeah, they putting like buyout contracts on the thing now.
Oh yeah, it's. Well, now all the contracts have numbers attached to them.
So if you really want somebody, woo!
I'm glad you finished the and just let it go. Got where you were for a second. I understand. But
I had Dylan hovering the dump button.
But Ross Bjork said Ohio State would prefer the spring portal, which, I mean, if you think about how the current system works, where there is the December transfer portal that opens, it's December, January.
I can't stand that one.
Well, that one, number one.
It makes no sense. It's literally during postseason play. Like, you shouldn't. That's why Penn State had the issue they had when they backup quarterback transferred to Iowa, right?
I think that's right, yeah. And then, but either way, and he still played for them, but it was understood. No, wait.
No,
he's the one who left.
He left.
But there was someone else who, there were plenty of Buckeyes that had that word.
Yeah, it was the Buckeye, Devin.
Oh, yeah.
He stayed.
That's right. Why am I Devin Brown?
Yes.
Here we go. 33. Jeez. God.
We forgot about him already. Look at
I wish I could have forgot about that Missouri game he played. I could have forgot about that.
A lot of people did forget about it.
Yeah,
don't bring it up no more.
I don't think they forgot about it to Woody Hayes. Heard it cost him a little bit of cash to get him to play in that game. Well, cannot confirm or deny. Just heard some rumors. Anyway, but there's no way that they should be doing that with why would, if the NBA and the NHL said, oh yeah, smack in the middle of the playoffs, the trade, we've opened up the trade, free agency, trade market, everything's open.
Yeah, no, it'd be an issue.
Insane. No way you would do that. You can't do that in college football. It should be a spring window. Don't penalize the good teams for being good.
You only need the spring window.
Yeah. And then everybody can go through spring camp. They can see and then if that doesn't work out for you and you're not on the depth chart the way you want to be, then you can transfer out. You have plenty of time to think about it.
Yeah, I also feel like it won't hurt recruiting because if it's after the spring, signing day is December and February, so those guys are already coming no matter what.
Yeah.
So, like,
focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Get all your new guys in. And then after all that shakes out after spring practice, then some guys want to transfer. There's a perfect time. Maybe make that window longer.
Or you think to yourself, well, if these guys didn't work, we got to make sure this freshman that we just signed is ready to go when he gets here in the fall.
Yeah, that's true, too. An NFL veteran has some harsh criticism for his team. It sounds harsh initially, but it turns out it's probably actually some good feedback. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Monday. Still noticing a bit of slowdowns out there as you approach the metro this morning, especially as the fog remains in our area. Particularly looking at those folks over taking 71 northbound into the city this morning, just past Greenlawn and Burnliner Park. Again, looking a little bit slower than usual with some backups there. Over on the west side, though, 70 eastbound also looking a little bit slower there. No accidents, though, to report. Your commute, though, looking pretty good for your drive times. 70 eastbound, though, again, a little bit slower at 58 miles per hour. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. And for a limited time, we're offering new patients a free first visit to help you get back to feeling like the man you're meant to be. This includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient Columbus area locations in Hilliard and Westerville.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Atlas Pinnacle shingles prevent black streaks with Scotch Guard Protector by 3M for the life of the roof. Plus, they have enhanced hail impact resistance, and their super wide design saves on installation time and labor. Choose from 13 stylish color options and upgrade your roof today. Visit us in store or on Menards.com and shop our great selection of Atlas roofing products.
Save big money at Menards.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40. Period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm getting married today.
You may now kiss the bride.
I'm also a firefighter and first responder. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're also making sure I can get to my wedding ceremony to start the next chapter of my life.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll have some patchy fog out there this morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies to start and our temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. This afternoon, chances of showers and thunderstorms develop later in the afternoon into early evening. More isolated, though, in nature. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies and our highs in the low 80s. We'll see showers likely overnight with thunderstorms possible and lows in the 60s. And then chances of showers and storms are in your Tuesday forecast with highs in the low 80s and very muggy conditions. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these guys still believes he can play in the NFL. It's T-Bone. He says it's because of his low center of gravity. He's dumb. This is Bone and Tyvis.
If you are an Ohio sports fan, I've got some good news for you. You can jump in on the welcome deposit match offer from our friends at Prime Sportsbook Ohio. Here's the deal. You deposit up to $400 for your initial deposit. Up to $400, Prime Sportsbook will match your deposit 100% in bonus bets up to $400. But here's the best part. You can use your bonus bets anytime. They are valid for an entire year, not 30 days like some of the other places. So you get your bonus bets. You can put in the money now. You can bet on stuff like the NBA, the finals are on tonight. You got the NHL Stanley Cup finals going. All that stuff's happening. You can bet on that now. When football comes around later, your bonus bets will still be there, even if your initial deposit isn't. Either way, hopefully you win, and hopefully you get all that money. But if you don't, the bonus bets are there too. Tyvis, what are you looking at today?
Well, first of all, I have been very successful at some of these predictions.
We should probably highlight the fact that your picks, unlike my picks usually over the years, have been terrible. Yours are actually pretty good.
Oh, I've been on. Okay, so when you look at this game coming up between the Pacers and OKC tonight, the spread is 9.5. Indiana is plus 9.5 to
on the road against the Thunder, who now they've tied it up 2-2.
And I would say that's good. I would take that. You get minus 108 for that. If you're feeling real lucky, you could take them plus 345 on the money line. If you want some individual stats, Halliburton over under is 17.5. I like him on the over tonight. He has to have a big game for them to have a chance to win. That's plus 106. And then another thing, SGA, his over-under on assist is 6.5. I think he goes under. Last game he had 0. He's going to be more conscious of the fact that he had 0, so he's going to get more people involved, but I don't think they're going to show up as much. So I'm going to take him on the under 6.5 at minus 147.
There you go. You can visit primesportsbook.com or just go to the Prime Sports Ohio app. Download that from your app store. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly. So there was a story here from Bradley Chubb. We actually talked about Bradley Chubb last week.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
You worked out with Bradley Chubb, right?
I was with him in Denver.
Oh, that's right, in Denver. Yep, you played with him a little bit there too. So he's dealing with a torn ACL from last year. Didn't play. I think he tore that like January of last year, I want to say.
He missed
like during the playoffs and then missed the whole season after that because he was pretty good for the Dolphins when they were in the playoffs, not last season, but the season before. Anyway, he had a little comment that if you just read the initial headline of it, doesn't sound great, but I think it's a good comment. He said, I'm going to say last year we were lying, honestly. Point blank period, we felt it about trying to do like a culture change there. He said we put our toe in the water, but we didn't dive all the way in to the culture change.
Okay.
Didn't get all the way there with each other. We weren't making the effort to go the extra mile, and I would say this year we are doing that.
Okay, it sounds good.
Well, here's the question I had for you, because you're right. That does sound good. Now, he's saying, yeah, last year, he really emphasizes, last year everybody did not buy in, but this year we are. I wonder, because I haven't played in an NFL locker room, how does it play when a guy who's talented like he is, who's obviously shown what he can do in the NFL, who's also on a big contract for whatever it's worth, That guy doesn't play all last year. And then he goes to the media and says, yeah, everybody here didn't really buy in last year, but now I'm back. And also, coincidentally, everyone is buying in. Does that get noticed in an NFL locker room? I'm not saying in this situation, but in general, when that type of stuff happens.
No, I mean, honestly, he was around the team, so you get a feel for what the culture is, how people are, the conversations that's going in the locker room. And if you hear your leader say something like that, then that just means that, he's trying to get everybody to lock back in. At this point of the season, it's always that. You always got the leaders coming out saying, last year we didn't do this, so this year we're focused on trying to get this done. And it's going to be a heavy emphasis on it. However, the true test always comes once the season starts. When the season starts, and they play whoever they played at the beginning of the year, and if they go down 14-0, what does the leaders do? What does the other team, what does the rest of the team do? It's like the Browns every year. This is how I judge the Browns. The Browns are going to play the Cincinnati Bengals this year. If Cincinnati goes up 14-0, one or two things is going to happen on the Cleveland Browns sideline. They're either going to be like, well, it's the same old stuff, another season of the same old stuff, or it's going to be somebody that's going to stand up and be like, no, we're not doing that this year, and it's going to be some resistance and some pushback towards that. So when I look at Miami, same situation. And I think that the problem is that's probably why they're looking to try to move on from some of their leaders. I mean, you think about some of the players, Tyreek Hill's, wanting to be traded after the season. You got Jalen Ramsey, who's not even reporting because he wants to be traded. So it tells me that the culture is not that great, because if everybody there if they were winning games and everybody was there enjoying each other, then you would never have guys come out and say these things. But now you got all these guys that's come out and it's like, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. I don't want to play there anymore. You got Tua, you're never sure if he's going to be able to finish the season or not. So it's just a lot of uncertainty there. I think Mike McDaniels is a good coach. Maybe I'm biased because he was my offensive coordinator when I was in San Francisco, but I think he's a really good coach. But it's just so much uncertainty within that organization right now that it's hard to get everybody to truly buy into the fact that they can be something.
Yeah. That's a team, by the way. The Dolphins offense went from number 2 in points scored in 2023 to number 22 last year.
It was bad.
Number 1 in total offense in 2023. Number 18 in that category last year. So, I mean, as my mechanic friends would say, that's your problem right there. Like that seems like one. I mean, at least that's one of your symptoms. Like you said, maybe it is a culture issue that then when you're not getting the buy-in, you have the injuries like you mentioned. Yeah, you see the results aren't great. But why is that? Is it just because everybody forgot how to do this? Probably not. Well, there's probably a little bit of an injury culture issue there.
It's funny that you bring this up because I was over this past weekend. They sat down with Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp was explaining how the game has changed over the past couple of years. He said when he was with the Rams in 2017 or 2018, whenever he was there, he was saying Sean McVay was ahead of the game. Like, he was doing stuff on offense and nobody could figure out defensively what was going on. And then he says in 2018, 2019, Vic Fangio actually figured out something to affect the offense. And then you got Brandon Staley, who went to the Chargers. He ran the same thing, and they ended up having the number 1 defense. Make a long story short, defenses have caught up to what offenses are doing, and now they're waiting for the next innovative thing on offense to try to trick these defenses, and that just hasn't happened yet. So that's why right now is the time to make sure that you beefing up your defense, because defense is the most important thing right now.
By the way, speaking of Cooper Kupp, I saw that over the weekend he was talking to reporters about his rapport with Sam Darnold, who's there in Seattle now, one of the guys that he's working with at quarterback, and he said, yeah, we have to develop our rapport. They mentioned that off the field they've been like going to dinner and stuff, and they said, how's that been? He said, it's good, except Sam Darnold eats like a child, because Cooper Kupp said the way it came off was like he wanted to go get some fries and chicken strips, and I said, look, I have a 6-year-old. I can bring you his food. I can bring that, and I'll go eat something good. But it ended up being fine. He ventured out and at least was willing to try some new stuff. I may have misread him.
You know what?
Time will tell.
It's funny that people say that, because when I go to say we go to a restaurant, I'm always the chicken fingers and fries always sound good, but I don't want to be that guy that looks like, why you ordering that kid's meal? Like, I don't want to do that, so I always order something else. But it's nothing like a good chicken tender basket.
Now, I'm with you in that I deny my love for chicken tenders far too often. But that's why, like yesterday, my dad asked me, he said, where do you want to go let's take you out to where you want to go for like lunch.
What you tell them,
the
Texas Roadhouse?
No, like we have in Marysville, there's not as many options as, say, if I was down here in Columbus.
Hey,
there's a lot
you
more,
sound like me in Worcester. Go ahead.
There's a lot more good restaurants down here. But I said, I don't want to drive all that way. So there is, though, a Huey Magoo's up there, which is a chicken tender place. And they do all the, they'll sauce up the tenders for you and the fry. And you know what? Didn't miss. It was good. Got the garlic parm on them. Delicious.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Don't feel bad. If you ever go, so if you're like, let's say that the station was going out to a dinner. Let's say Fish was like, you know what, I'm going to take all y'all out to a dinner.
Yeah.
To a nice steakhouse.
Oh.
But you really wasn't feeling steak that day.
Well.
Would you order the chicken fingers?
No.
What would we do?
Actually, I'm going to steakhouse tonight. My sister-in-law.
Lucky you.
Going out for her and her girlfriend's birthday. It's his 40th birthday. Happy birthday to Anya.
Here I am trying to figure out what it is I want. I'm thinking about getting a bucket of chicken because Tommy in the chat just brought it up.
A bucket of chicken is great. Who doesn't love that? But no, if I'm at a steakhouse, I love steak. I don't eat steak enough.
What if you don't feel like,
There's never a time where I don't feel like steak.
What if you had steak the night before?
Great. 2 nights in a row? What a luxury. What a great life. Dylan, are you a steak guy? I don't know what dietary preferences are.
I'm a pretty big steak guy, but to Tyvis's point, for a lot of my life, I would be ashamed about getting chicken tenders at a place. But recently, I got over that. I was at Yogi's, shout out to Yogi's, and I was like, you know what? Those chicken tenders look good. I'm going to order them, and I'm not going to care what anyone else at the bar says about it. No one said anything. No one gave me any dirty looks, and the chicken tenders were delicious. So just get over it.
One of the best things you can learn about life, and I still have to remind myself of this, is that no one actually cares.
Yes.
Like the majority of the stuff that you think in your head, like, oh, I'll be judged if I do this. I'll be judged by. Well, some people will because they're petty and small, but most of us are not paying attention to you. We're more worried about ourselves. So I'm just saying, you're probably right. There's a couple people that might be like, wow, chicken tenders, huh? And then the rest of them are going about their lives, doing their own thing. So good for you for ordering the chicken tenders. We should all do that. Cooper Cup, he's judging. Let him judge. I'm going to eat my chicken tenders. Let me live. Tyvis has declared someone the GOAT. He'll tell you who next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, still no major accidents to report as of right now, so that is some pretty good news for your Monday commute. In the meantime, we do want to let you know about a ramp closure happening over in New Albany. The New Albany ramp to State Route 161 eastbound will be closed tonight, 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. A great detour for you, though. Take 161 over to the westbound side, hop off on Hamilton Road, and swing back around 161 eastbound. Should save you a little bit of time if you're in the area tonight. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save big on eggs. Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are just $3.49 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
T-Bone Spaun, and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, so I see my good buddy Tyvis Powell last night. I see this tweet, and I figured I would bring it to our attention. This is from 11 hours ago. He said, I know people don't want to hear this, but Kyrie Irving may possibly be the most gifted player to touch a basketball. Dude literally is poetry in motion.
It's a fact.
So I saw this and I thought, did I miss, is Kyrie Irving playing basketball right now? Like, what prompted you to even think about this?
So, Dick, I'm glad you asked. So, about a week ago, I was on Instagram, and you just scrolling reels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're just sliding through there.
Yeah,
anything can happen.
And I see this guy puts up this tweet that says everybody talks about Kyrie's prime being with the Cavs when really it was with the Nets, and he shows these clips of him making plays with the Nets.
Okay,
and I'm looking like that's fine, and it was some really good basketball, but I'm like, Kyrie with the Cavs was ridiculous.
Oh,
he was going toe to toe with LeBron, who some people consider is the greatest ever. So that happened a week ago. Last night, I was on Instagram again, and I don't know, it's like the world just knew to show me Kyrie Cavs highlights. Uh-huh. And I watched the stuff he did with the Cavs, and I said, it's not even close. And the sickest part of it all is he's still doing that now. Obviously not now because he's hurt, but back when he was playing, when he was actually healthy playing, it's just, to me, there's nothing he can't do with a basketball. Honestly, if you told me, Tyvis, you got to play a game of one-on-one for your life. If you lose, you will die. And you had to choose between Kyrie Irving and Michael Jordan, I would be more scared to play Kyrie Irving than Michael Jordan.
That's fascinating.
It's no way. He's a 3-level scorer.
I don't think anyone would lock him up.
He finishes at the rim.
And you forget
he'll post you up.
He's 6'3" and has length. He's not like a tiny player. He could absolutely get after it on defense if needed in a one-on-one game. I bet he'd be there.
Well, they say he's like the king of one-on-one.
Well, that's Uncle Drew. We saw that back.
They
in the
said
day
when he was with the Nets. I think it was I think him and James Harden got into it because they was playing king of the court or something.
Oh, okay.
And Kyrie just kept locking him up.
Has he chilled out on all the weird stuff, though? Is he done with all the conspiracy theories and the flat earth stuff?
He's been very quiet when it comes to those things. Yeah. I think he's really trying to change his image.
Yeah, good for him.
The off the court stuff really messed him up. But on the court, he is
on the court, I know what you mean. He's
one of the most gifted players I've ever seen in my life.
I still pound for pound, the best player I've ever seen in the NBA. Pound for pound.
Don't say Sean Kemp.
No, it's AI.
I know how you are.
It's Allen Iverson.
You think Allen Iverson is better than Kyrie Irving?
I think he is one of the few guys that would be able to hang with him. Yes. Because Allen Iverson has that, he has that rare, Michael Jordan level quality of I cannot lose to you, and I will, I will do everything in my power to stop you.
AI over Kyrie is AI was able to do it by himself. He actually took his team to the finals.
Yeah, I just think, and Kyrie, I agree with you. He's one of the best basketball players I've ever seen. I just don't think he's got the, I have to absolutely stop you today. I have to show everyone that I'm the best player in this gym. Kyrie, I think a lot of times knows he's the best player in the gym and doesn't have to. He'll show you for 5 minutes and then that's enough. Allen Iverson is every day is a new day. I have to start over and show everyone that I belong here. And there's just that.
But if it's unhinged. If you're talking about just talent on the court, I can't talk about the off the court stuff. If you're talking about as a basketball player, I just have not seen anybody that's more gifted than him. He is. There's literally nothing he can't do. For him to be 6'3", he be posting up people, and I'll be like, who does this dude think he is? He's easily the best finisher at the rim under 6'6" that I've ever seen in my life.
On that point, have you guys heard about the backboard story with him?
Yeah, he said when he was a kid, the backboard that he played on had like holes in it.
Yep.
It was like missing pieces.
Yes.
So he learned how to put English on the ball when he laid it up. And he can only hit certain pieces for it to go in, and that's why he can finish so well.
I agree with that. I mean, I think I just still, yeah, you're right. He at the rim is great. Allen Iverson's probably 1A to that for me, but yes, I agree with you on both those guys are awesome. That's what I'm going to say. We'll leave it at that. I saw this from the Bengals. This is good news if you're a Bengals fan. Trey Hendrickson. Apparently, they are saying that the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson have resumed talks for the first time in over a month, saying there's actually some optimism there. Jeremy Fowler from ESPN says this.
You know why they doing this?
Why?
Because Shamar Stewart is still not signed. So you can't go in there with nothing. So you got to have one of them at least.
Well, they're not going to go in there with, they're going to get the Shamar Stewart thing done.
You think?
Well, this whole talk about he might go back to the draft. I mean, yeah, but he's leaving how many millions of dollars on the table for an uncertainty? And maybe you get drafted first round again, but you saw just what happened when Shedeur Sanders didn't take interviews seriously and they dropped him to the fifth effing round. A guy who was as talented as him drops to the fifth round because all the NFL GMs were like, no. Or maybe it's the owners of those teams were like, no, we don't like him. He's not nice enough. Whatever. Like, you think of a guy opts out of their team of the Bengals and says, no, I'll sit out for a whole year and then play again and go to the draft again next year. I could see a lot of NFL types being like, wow, he's not a team guy. Wow, I don't know if he has it in him.
I wonder, has that ever happened before?
Maybe it has, and I've just forgotten about it. But I don't, to my knowledge,
I've never heard of it.
Didn't Bo Jackson go back into the draft?
I have no idea.
I thought he got drafted by the Bucks. And then,
there you go.
I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but from my memory, he got drafted by the Bucks, and he got mad that they essentially ended his baseball career when he got drafted because he became a pro. Well, and then so he didn't go to the Bucks after he drafted him, and then he ended up with Oakland.
Yeah, well, that's a fair enough thing for him, at least, because you have one of the greatest two-sport athletes of all time.
Yes, he did. That is correct.
Good for him.
This was in 1986.
Imagine if we never got to see Bo Jackson play baseball at the professional level.
It took me 8 more years to even touch this earth.
Okay. Yes, it happened a long time ago, to your point. I forgot about it.
Just want to put that out there. So that's why I had no idea. It took me 8 years
I
later.
had no idea because I'm stupid and I forget things. I mean, so that's why I had no idea.
That was before I was born. I just watched the 30 for 30 on him.
Look at that. See, Tyvis? Age is not an excuse.
I need to work harder.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just dumb. That's my
apparently
excuse.
7 days a week in the fall ain't enough.
Anyway, I don't think that Shamar Stewart thing will get to a point where he does not play for the Bengals and goes back into the draft.
So who do you think folds?
Well, I think both sides will eventually realize this is not productive. Let's find. I don't know who's going to fold.
So Cincinnati's going to fold.
I'm going to guess the Bengals at some point are like, we can't have this happen. Maybe we just try it next year again. But then again, if you fold, God, it's a tough split. That's a tough spot to be in because if you fold, then next year you try to put it in. The next draft pick's going to go, hey, I just saw what you did with Shamar Stewart. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't the one to try on that.
Is he really going to forfeit money?
I would be surprised.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
I would be surprised.
And
now,
they know that.
You can forfeit money by saying, I'm not going to enter the draft because I have NIL money and I'm going to get $3 or $4 million here for another year. That's different than opting into the draft, going through the whole process. You're out of college football land now. And then saying, never mind, I don't want this money. I'll wait a year for whatever payday I think I'm going to get.
So he's going to fold.
Do you think he'll be a higher draft pick next year?
No.
Right. Okay.
I think
he's not going to make more money
this year. The only reason he got drafted this high is because of the combine.
Yeah, he had a good combine.
Because his sack numbers is terrible.
It's all based on potential and what we think he'll do as an NFL athlete. Not all, but a lot of it is based on that.
If he couldn't get to the quarterbacks in college,
that's
in for a rude awakening.
Right, that's lost in this whole discussion is, will he actually be good or not? It's like, they've got to sign him. They've got to do this. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks bad not to have your first-round pick end up playing for your team. I do think that will happen, but the bigger question is once they figure all this out, is he actually going to be any good? Just like every other prospect we have here, you don't know that answer at all, but we've been so focused on, is he even going to play for them? We're not even concerned with, do we think this was a good pick? Do you think he's going to make it in the NFL? Maybe that's the grand plan.
Well,
get everybody talking about the contract and stop talking about the player. Either way, it's giving us something to talk about.
Cincinnati better figure something out.
I don't know what in the world they're thinking.
One of them has to play. Either Trey or Shamar has to play.
Both of them, you would think. Hopefully, you get both of them to sign, but
at worst, one of them has to play.
I think the issue,
and neither one of them is going to forfeit money. So
I think Shamar Stewart has way less to overcome to fix that situation than the Trey Hendrickson thing. Unless Trey Hendrickson just says, "Never mind, I don't care. I'll I'll play for way less."
Well, if they're re-talking, I mean, somebody must have came to their.
Somebody must have seen the news. Maybe his agent said, "Hey, you want to talk again? Since you're not signing that other guy, maybe you can talk about us." Crosstalk and the buzzer coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still noticing some fog out there, so do be careful if you're heading out the door this morning, especially for folks over in Powell and Worthington. You're looking a little bit slower than usual. Could be more people heading on the roads, though, too. Looking at 270 westbound, that's looking pretty good. The 315 southbound looking pretty fantastic as well, but US 23 northbound, that's where we're noticing some of those delays and congestion out there. Some parts of 270, though, the ramps out there also clocking in at 34 miles per hour, so be sure to take it nice and easy. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Guys, give Dad the extra boost of health and energy he needs to live his best life. Low T Center is offering free weight loss consultations and free T tests as a special offer celebrating dads. Treatment is personalized and most major insurance is accepted. They'll have the freedom to choose in-center care or at-home treatment. You're helping put Dad back in control of his health. Now until the 21st, enjoy a free B12 shot when you stop in for TRT and weight loss. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com. Fixmylowt.com.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
This date, June 16th, belongs to Tom Seaver, the Hall of Famer who pitched for the Reds from 1977 to 1981. And on this date, back in 1978, he pitched the only no-hitter of his great career at Riverfront Stadium against the Cardinals. Seaver must have wondered if he could hold on in the ninth. He'd taken no-hitters into the ninth inning 3 times and failed to achieve the milestone. But after walking the leadoff hitter, he retired the next 3 batters, and the no-hitter was in the record books. And oddly enough, Seaver became the 3rd Reds pitcher from Fresno, California to throw a no-hitter. The other 2 were Ewell Blackwell and Jim Maloney. A Tom Seaver no-hitter this June 16th. This date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hi, this is Ron from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your options and visit goodfeet.com or stop in today at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway in Grove City.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Evan Cohen here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows, binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules and to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. 2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program, as always, at Bone and Tyvis 971. Now joining us, one of the hosts of Bishop and Friends. They're calling him Mr. Baseball, Ryan Baker.
Hi, gentlemen.
You were all over the state this past weekend, right?
Well, I wasn't all over. I was just in one spot. I was in one chair in the Canal Park radio booth for a lot of hours this weekend.
You seen a lot of good high school ball?
I did. It was a great weekend.
Okay, good.
It was fun time.
Any notables? Anybody's name that we should know for future reference?
I don't know about anybody's name for future reference. There wasn't anybody that stood out like we've had in some years past. I think we talked about there's a lot of kids going to Marshall. I think 5 kids this weekend that were going to Marshall. But pretty cool for Olentangy.
I was just going to say.
Olentangy wins the Division I baseball state championship.
Which Olentangy?
Olentangy. I didn't say any others.
The original Olentangy.
If I'm talking about
the home of the Joshua Perrys.
If I'm talking about Olentangy Liberty, I'm going to say Liberty. Yes, the Fighting Joshua Perrys won a state baseball championship this weekend in Tyvis. Pretty cool for the school district that you live in. The Olentangy School District.
Yeah, they got a lot.
Becomes the first school district ever, according to everyone at the OHSAA, to win a state football championship, which was Liberty.
Yep.
See how I did that? I called them Liberty. They won a state basketball championship, Orange. And then Olentangy won the baseball championship.
So what did Berlin do?
Berlin did not win a state championship, but they were very good in all those sports as well, too. It's funny, we were talking about this weekend because the Olentangys all kind of beat each other up this year. They all play each other, and I think all of them won games against each other. Any of those schools probably could have went up there and won a state championship
This is
weekend.
where my kids will be going to school.
And now that you've moved,
I haven't moved yet.
You still haven't moved?
Listen, man, it's a touchy subject. it's a touchy subject.
Oh, Baker, there's so much going on with this.
I've missed so much the past 2 weekends.
I was supposed to move on the 28th of this month. It got pushed back to the July 31st.
House isn't ready yet, Baker.
Okay.
The palatial estate isn't up to his standards, so he can't move in yet.
The lieutenant is upset.
Guess you just have to keep roughing it.
Yeah, that's right. They live in basically a tent right now. So
you and your love sack, you just keep changing it around the place until.
How do they not play? The B-52 should be getting royalties for that, right? That's all I hear in my head when you say love sack. It's a little old place where you can sit on the couch.
Do you have the one with the speakers built in the couch and everything too?
I'm not rich. Not rich.
Why don't you have any speakers? He just came in there talking about, I'm going to be working 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, welcome to my world, Tyvis.
Just whining and complaining.
I did not whine or complain. I just pointed out the fact that once the football season happens, I will be working 7 days a week.
Why don't you go back and sit on your love sack? You know what I'm saying?
These balls are coming out fast tonight. You've got to squat and be ready.
That's what I say.
Don't sit on them right now. You might sweat if you do that. You can't do that yet.
Baker, do you still lift weights?
Very sporadically. I need to do more, though.
When you decide to do more, will you do legs?
I have never been a huge fan of lifting legs. There are 2 things that I hate lifting.
I must be alone in this.
You are, apparently.
I hate doing legs, which I know, for sports, you need to have legs are the biggest part of all of it.
Never skip leg day.
I always hated lifting legs, and I always disliked lifting back, and I feel like it's because there were never a lot of great back machines. I remember one time the Power Shack in Hilliard had a back machine that I absolutely loved, and I would want to do that all the time, but most of the back machines I always hated, or most of the back exercises I hated.
Well, the reason I asked is because I was at a wedding. I
heard.
Dustin's wedding.
I heard.
And Mike.
You think you're still in your prime. And
Mike Doss gave him crap for still doing
Mike
leg
Doss
day.
told me I have a BBL.
Common Man told you that 6 months ago.
You have an ass.
He
Be
said
proud
it
of
was
your
luscious
ass.
and he wanted to bite it. I don't know, something like that.
Be proud of your ass. You have a great ass, Tyvis.
See, when people say that, like now it means that maybe I need to skip leg day.
No,
for a
you
while.
don't. Do what makes you feel good, Tyvis.
Let me ask you a question. What does your wife feel about this?
Yeah, that's a great call.
Does she like the peach or not?
No, she loves the peach.
Well,
There
then
you go.
Keep doing legs.
Keep the peach. Keep the peach.
I don't want to look like I got a BBL.
Who cares? Don't listen to these guys with their stilt legs and their flat pancake asses. Don't let them shame you.
There's a lot of things you should probably listen to Mike Doss on. I don't know if this is one.
Yeah. Like how to play football. Listen to Mike Doss. About your ass being too big, don't listen to Mike Doss. That's what I would say.
Listen to your wife.
Wednesday will be the telling day. We'll see.
Or the lieutenant. That's what you call her.
let the lieutenant.
I'll have to ask her when I see her here shortly.
There you go. What's coming up on your guys' show today, Baker?
We'll be talking about the U.S. Open. I'm sure we've got some Will Howard sound as well. And this is going to be pretty cool. We're going to talk to Tim May, who was actually working as a volunteer over at Oakmont this weekend.
That's right.
Get kind of a firsthand account of things.
I forgot he does that from time to time.
That Tim May, man. You never know what you're going to get with him.
You love him. He's great.
You know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
Buzzer time. Let's do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
We have Morning Wood tomorrow, which is where we ask, would you do that or this, the other thing? I'll do one of them early. Tyvis, would you try Cheez-It and Wendy's byproduct that has been put together, Baconator flavored Cheez-Its? Apparently these are a thing.
I'd try it.
I would.
I know we know.
You know I've tried it.
I would try it. It doesn't sound that far off to me.
It actually sounds amazing. That's what it
I don't know
sounds
about
like.
that. Now,
Well, Baker, I know you love a good snack. You
love
come in here with a sheets bag full of stuff all the time.
You're a big snack guy.
I love snacks.
What's wrong with the snack?
I had a big tub of-
Snacking is what leads to obesity.
Tyvis, they're calling you a snack right now in the chat. Everyone's saying Tyvis is a snack. So I don't think you want to say snacks are bad. Snacks are great, especially those peach snacks. They're great.
I don't remember what brand of sunflower seeds it is, but one of them has a sizzling bacon flavor. It might be the best thing I've ever had.
Yeah, I've actually had that before.
So good.
Yeah, they are.
There you go. Bishop and Friends coming up next. We'll be back tomorrow with Tyvis and his giant ass. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. Still noticing foggy conditions out there, but pretty much everything's looking pretty good for your drive times. Good morning to our folks over in Dublin and Hilliard. If you're making your way out the door, 270 northbound and southbound, looking pretty good with your drive times. Over on the east side at Pataskala, that commute's looking pretty good as well, 70 westbound. A little bit slower, though, on US 40 westbound. Could be just more people heading out in the area. Do be aware of that fog, though. That could cause some challenges later on this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu. Make it a great day.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
ECO. Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay ECO to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get ECO to replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying ECO to fix your AC system is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Common Man here. I want to talk to you about my buddy Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. It's rare that a business comes along and offers you such great quality, service, price. If you or someone you love or like, or even strangers on the street tell you they need a jeweler, tell them you got a guy, and that guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
I'm Bob Capace, and I'm your guy.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
Don't miss the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale. Save up to 80% on truckloads of floors and more, including tiles starting at 19 cents a square foot and a massive selection of laminate, luxury vinyl, and carpet, all drastically reduced. Cabinets and lighting fixtures, too. Save up to 80% during the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale on Pop Road in Whitehall. 24-month financing is available with approved credit. Hurry, the Outlet Super Sale ends June 22nd. Dealers welcome.
Right here, right now.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
They will resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available.